Hello, 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 everybody. How you guys doing? There's somebody has a spider, a giant spider, Spelver, and everyone's giving you advice on what to do with it. Oh man. I usually go for the shoe, big shoe. Oh, if you want to be kind, put it in a jar and take it miles away. Anyway, hi, happy Friday. Burn the house down. That's the best reaction. Yeah, I feel that way with scorpions. Yeah, there you go, Republic of Pixels. Today is a sponsored stream. We won't be doing a lot with the sponsorship in the first hour or so. We'll let people roll in before we start talking about all the factor stuff. It is US based, so if you're not in the US, just tune it out. Maybe it'll come to you eventually, and you can get it then. But yeah, they are going to sponsor the stream, at least the last 2 hours of it. I threw all this stuff up now anyway, just so I don't have to deal with the switch over. So, but we won't be getting crazy. We got work to do. It's Friday. I streamed twice yesterday on my birthday. You're welcome. No, it was fun. I like, that was the coolest way to spend my birthday. Basically playing video games with my friends all day long, and then hanging out with my family last night, who was also playing video games all night long. So, my two daughters are playing Super Smash Bros. So, we had talked about that in the Mario Kart stream yesterday, that we might want to do that, play Super Smash Bros. So, it was kind of cool because I was like, oh, I actually do have this game. That's good. I don't have to buy it. I have no idea how to play, though. Streams were fun. Glad you enjoyed them. Did they smash? No. I didn't play. I just watched. I was just like, after playing video games all day long, my brain was just so done. I was so tired. I just was like, just sat and watched them play. It was cool. Game looks pretty fun, though. I'm gonna try it. Happy March 10th, or Mario Day. I know, it feels weird. We played Mario yesterday, and today's March 10th, Mario. If you MAR10, looks like Mario. Today's Mario, right? And we played Mario Kart yesterday. Oh well, we're celebrating a day early, you know. Thank you for the happy belated birthdays. Hey, it's my birthday week, right? So I didn't go out to dinner last night, and I'm probably gonna, I always go out to lunch with my wife on Fridays, so we're gonna kind of celebrate my birthday more of like a lunch date today, a day later. So basically still my birthday. So, but for those that are saying it's also your birthday, or it's coming up for you.
Birthday, yo, why your birthday?
There you go. Happy birthday. I see a couple people in chat saying their birthdays are coming up. Very cool, very cool. Crunchy Bear, one of them. Happy birthday, Impy. And my daughter's birthday is Sunday. Well, happy birthday to her. 1 year old. And she loves Infant's Kiss. Very nice. Very cool. I don't know how. She gets glued to the TV when it's on. That's cool. That's very cool. Guard Eagle made it. Thank you guys so much. Also, I saw Emma Bits here as well with 100 bits. Again, you were here like all day yesterday. Emma, thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Ranimal as well with 1,000 biddies. Lots of subs and resubs coming in. You guys are the best. Crunchy Bear, thanks for the 200 bits. Hello, Impulse in chat. Can I get a birthday yo for my daughter turning 1 on Sunday? There you go. Nailed it. Crushed it before I even saw your message. You didn't even have to do the bits. I had you covered. Thank you so much. Is it a stream weekend? No, I hope not, because if it is, I didn't sign up and I'm gonna miss out. Not a stream weekend this weekend. I'm thinking, guys, my kids are on spring break after today. I think I might take a little bit of time off next week to spend some time with them since they're on spring break. I don't know what we'll do, but I was there last night. We were watching them play the video games together, and it was nice to see the whole family in a room together at the same time. Doesn't happen a lot anymore with 2 teenagers, but it happened. It was a miracle. Mainly because they had to be there because I just opened like my presents or whatever. So I was thinking, man, they're all on vacation next week. Let's maybe we should have more of that. You know what I mean? So probably next week's schedule. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but expect maybe one or two less streams. I still want to get a Hermitcraft episode out. I still want to get One Life to Live episode out. And I'll still be recording on Monday for Limited Life. But outside that, I'll probably slow down some of the other stuff and spend some time with the family next week since they're out of school. If that's okay with you guys. Is that okay? We did a lot this week. I hope that's okay. Looks like it's okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All the amazing support you guys have been giving me lately is allowing me to breathe a little bit. So thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Let's do the thing called video games that we play the video games that we play the video games, right? We play video games. That's what we do. Family first, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, so there's all the Factor stuff on screen. Like I said, we're not like officially into the Factored sponsored part of the stream. But I really don't feel like there's a need to like fire everything up an hour from now, and it's supposed to be. You guys know the deal. I've been sponsored by Factor before. A lot of you know what the deal is. We'll talk more about it later, but there's a new discount for you guys this go round, 50% off using my code. Go to the website that's on screen, take a look at it, but we'll talk more about it later, and I'll give you guys the rundown on what it is, because it is it's one of those things. The Factor stuff is one of those things that... Thank you for the hype train! Bearded Axe says, I'm eating a Factor meal right now. There you go. Exactly. So as a content creator, you know, it's really great to be able to get sponsorships here and there. Really helps, you know, helps support us, helps keep us to be able to do what we're doing, and all that, right? Keeps food on the table and stuff. In this case, actually, this sponsor literally puts food on the table. So when you come across a sponsor that like I was already a customer of, it was just the perfect marriage. Hello, spider somewhere. It was like the perfect marriage because I was like, oh, here's a chance for me to pass on discounts to my viewers and tell them about this amazing product that I'm already enjoying myself. Just as a just a customer, right? And now I get to spread the word and get you guys savings as well. So I was like, yeah, this is perfect. Perfect. And now this is like my fourth go with them. Because you guys have been fantastic in using my codes and trying it out. And, giving great feedback. Bertha, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. I need to render the thing. Hello. So we're gonna have a little bit of Lightmatica going on today. I hope that's okay. Still not in Europe. Sorry, no. US based. My code is US only. So sorry if you're outside the US, you won't be able to use my code for a savings. I believe they're also in Ontario, if I'm not mistaken. But that's pretty much it. And you can't use my code for the Ontario one. It's just US based code. So. But you can get Factor in Ontario, I believe. But that's it. They're hoping to expand, of course. All right, I need to figure out what's the best way for me to place these blocks right now. So you can see, I actually had to tear down. I made a lot of progress, guys. Look at this. Like, look at all the progress I made. Can we get some gamma? Yeah, get a little bit of gamma for you. The walls all the way down. Did a lot of work. I've been working. No Australia either. No, sorry, just US. I've been really chugging away, Kaluna. That's right. Thanks for noticing. This was you know, this is what I've been doing. I listened to an entire audiobook while I did these walls. So that was cool. I've been meaning to do that more often. Listen to some audiobooks and stuff while I do the grind work. It's hard though. A lot of times I just want to watch other Hermitcraft's YouTube videos, so I don't end up. But yeah, all the way down. We went all the way down. But then I got up to this point. And I had already placed all of these stripped warped stems to this mark right here. And we actually have, as you can see, we actually have some texturing to do. So like all these red, that needs to come out and get replaced with this bit. So I'm thinking some of these are stripped. Let's do one layer at a time, I guess. I don't know if anybody's around for TCG today. I don't know if we'll do any TCG. I mean, Joe's around, but we've played Joe plenty. TCG might not be happening today. We'll see. I'll do my normal Friday thing and just kind of stay flexible with it, you know? And if it comes up, we'll do it. Of course, it might be a little hard to do TCG because we do have the sponsorship today. And TCG matches can go like an hour long and doesn't give us a lot of breathing room to talk about Factor. So, Pearl was just playing with Joe. Yeah, like I said, Joe and I, we've played quite a bit. So, not really looking for another go around with Joe today. Unless he really, really wants to. But I'd like to play Gem. I heard she's gotten a little sweaty with her deck. People are saying that she's done some card tradings and stuff. She's built it up. Streams have titles. That is true. What? Somebody asked, what's happening today? What's going on today? Stream titles usually a giveaway. Yeah, you're right. Let me. Although my stream title was pretty ambiguous. Ambiguous? Oh no! Oh, fell over. Fall over, folks. Oh, you guys are seeing all the action in here. You're seeing all the action. Don't look. Don't look. All right. Well, we already showed it on the glimpse stream. You're gonna see all the bits and bobs in here. Spoilers. Ah! I keep falling. I think I need to bring the opacity down just a little bit. I was thinking like we could just place it all, because if you look, it's mainly just the concrete powder. So I could just like place it all the way, all four, as I go, right? Probably from down below, I could probably even reach. But then come back where there's warped and just fix those individually, those little bits like there. That'd probably be faster, yeah? Let's find out. See, the problem is it's kind of hard to place, right? Unless I do another little walkway around it. Oh, good. There's a torch there. Don't place it on your face. Yeah, maybe like this. Right? We just do that all the way around. And then if it's not supposed to be the concrete powder, we can fix it right then and there. Where's that going to go? Oh, good. Okay. This'll work. Putting on ourselves. Looks amazing. Can't wait till it's done. I know. I feel like I should take the gamma down a little bit so you guys can't see it as well. Like right now, it's pretty. Like this is it. Here's the whole thing. Where's the? Is it on our visuals? Yeah, I brought it all the way up. Let's put it to like 40 at least. Can't let you guys see the entire thing. Oh, no, I can't tell what's what. I can't tell what's what when I do that. That's good enough. That's setting. I was being so stubborn with it. So glad that we finally took the time that one day to, like, change it. I toggle it all the time now. You saw the glimpse spot on my second channel. Well, not everybody has. You might have. Not everybody's seen the VOD where you can see basically the whole thing done. No, it's not done. Kaluna was still working on it. Right, Kaluna? Still had some surprises up your sleeve, I think. Don't forget my shulker box. Wait. Did I drop it? I picked it up, didn't I? Or did it fall down? I think I got it. Didn't I? Just close your eyes if you don't like spoilers. Yeah, there you go. Got me worried. It's in the wall? Oh, right there. I see it. Yeah. Oh, jeez. I'm struggling today, apparently. There we go. Thank you. That was a weird place to put it anyway. How did those blocks end up there? Oh, I know. Yeah, I never know this before. Very precarious situation we were in, yeah. So, exciting news after the stream today. So here's my day. You guys ready? Will there be TCG? I am not sure. It depends. You know, we're going to be here for another 2.5 hours-ish, a little more than that. If anybody logs on that I haven't played before or I'm excited to play against, you know, I think my deck could stand up against that I haven't played like so many times already, then I'm down to play. But like I said, it is a Factor is sponsoring the stream, so TCG might be a little difficult to still be able to fulfill the sponsorship stuff. You know what I mean? Because we got to spend some time talking about Factor. It's part of the deal. What do I do there? I don't know. I'll skip it for now. So we'll see. We'll have to, like, that's why there's all question marks in the stream title. I know I want to finish this wall because it's driving me nuts. It's driving me absolutely nuts. K Marie, been loving your Factor meals. Nice. How long have you been doing it, if I might ask? How long have you been getting Factor meals? I think we're over a year now. I think we've been getting Factor meals over a year. Gotta be close. Still loving them. It's your birthday, Von Sketch. Happy birthday to you, fellow Pisces. And whatever other Zodiac stuff that I don't know. My wife knows all that Zodiac stuff. Yeah, we got a little cheaty light Matica on today just to make sure I'm placing the right blocks. Hope you don't mind. Yeah, it tells me when we need to actually put warped blocks instead of these. Because there's a bit of a gradient that we want to nail. Ah! You just realized your birthday lands on Wednesday and you hope there's a glimpse stream. We'll see. We'll see. I will do my best. I don't know what my schedule for next week looks like. I do know that I want to spend some time with my family since they're on spring break. But nothing's been planned or scheduled just yet, so I don't know which streams that idea could potentially impact. So hopefully I can be here for you on your birthday on the Glimpse stream. Thank you for being a Glimpse supporter, obviously. It's amazing. Holy smokes. Peritha, thanks again for the 1,000 bits. You're amazing. And Meester Bundy with 1,000 bits as well. Happy belated birthday. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's my birthday week. We're going to celebrate all week. That's okay. Hey, the widget's working. Look at that. The widget's working. Somebody used my code. Thanks. Sweet. The widget's a little delayed. So if you like make a purchase using my code and it doesn't immediately update, sometimes it takes a little bit of time for it to like translate. But thank you. Whoever just signed up. Appreciate it. It does support me, by the way. I should say that. As I mentioned, the stream is sponsored. We're not officially in the sponsored part of the stream, but I'm rolling. I'm rolling. I like Factor too much to be like, no, you only get 2 hours of my time. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like that. Stuff. Like, I know I gotta come back and replace it later, but that feels bad. Feels bad to put the wrong blocks in knowing they're the wrong blocks. But that's where we're at. That's where we're at. It's your birthday week too as well. Cursed. March 8th. Wow. All these birthdays so close. There was somebody in my stream yesterday who had the same birthday and year. Can you believe that? We were literally born on the same exact day. That's insane. Oh, that's wrong. So there we go. That's a warped, right? It wants warped right there? What does it want from me? What does it want from me? Uh-oh. It's confused. All right. Forget it. It doesn't know what it wants. It doesn't know what it wants. It wants a hole. No way. Twin Mama +2. So close. Birthday week. Celebrate the whole year. There you go, Nubsy. Nubsy, you're awake. You've been seeing the comments, my friend? Have you been seeing the comments? Unlimited Life? I mean, it's hard to tell, but I think people like the editing. Oh, guys, I know Limited Life just came out a little bit ago, so a lot of you probably haven't seen it yet. But let me just tell you this: you don't want to miss this one. And even if you want to go watch it now and then come back, I'll still be here. Obviously, we won't talk about spoilers, but Nubsy and I both put a lot of effort into the editing process. Nubsy did the heavy lifting. I'm not going to take that away from him. Nubsy did the heavy lifting, but like we both put a lot more into this one than like any Life series episode I've ever done before. To really just try to up the entertainment value of it. And I gotta say, I think we knocked it out of the park. I'm not usually one to, pat myself on the back, and in this case, we're gonna pat Nubsy on the back. Because the fight scene, oh my gosh, no spoilers. But the fight scene, fire. When Skiz fights, no spoilers, dang it. Skiz's thumbnail, spoiler enough. Anyway. The little, Matrix-y effect where it was went slow-mo on the pan and the sound got all distorted. Oh, dude. That was chef's kiss right there, man. That was stellar. Anyway, guys. Watch the episode. Nubsy, did you see what I added to... Oh, I can't say spoilers. Did you see what I added to my little moment of derpiness, we'll say? Hey, another one purchased. Thanks, guys. 90% of the comments are editing related. That's awesome. I added a little bit of anxiety-inducing vibe behind my moment. I had a moment of judgment lapse. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it. Guys, it's awesome. That's all you need to know. You watched it. Nice. Yeah, I wanted to build a little bit of anxiety on that. I've watched that clip 10 times, and every single time I get anxiety, which is exactly what I was going for. Sorry if I'm purposely inducing anxiety, and I myself suffer from anxiety, so I know that doesn't feel great, but it's worth it. What video is this? Limited Life came out this morning. It's part of our Life series. It's what season? 4th season of the Life series that we do. Grian is the mastermind behind the Life series, and this season is Limited Life, where we have 24 hours to live. And that time is kind of malleable in a way. Basically killing people or getting killed affects how much time you actually do have in that 24 hours. So it's a really cool idea. I love the idea that life in Minecraft and in life means something. You know what I mean? What is going on here? Oh, that's going to be more concrete. Man, this is tedious. There's got to be a better way. I'm just a noob. 10 years of Minecraft. Still don't know how to play. Bandy B. Carr, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Thank you, Impulse, for everything you do to provide entertainment, happiness, and joy to all of us. Not just Minecraft. Not just Minecraft content, but also the podcast, wisdom, and laughter. Thank you so much. Yeah, you think after all the talking I do, I'd also not be such a noob at that, right? Oh, Peritha, thank you so much. Excited to watch Limited Life after your stream. Thank you so much for the 500 bits. Perfect. Can't wait. Can't wait. I do appreciate you guys watching that. I mean, especially since we put so much effort into it, but you know, it's nice to see when you work so hard on a video that people like it, you know. It's always good to get that feedback. It's what motivates me more than anything else, more than any kind of like ad revenue that I could get from your view. It's I value way more the positive feedback in the comment section. Words are hard sometimes, yeah. Words are very hard. I could have like just gone around and made like another layer of this like scaffolding or whatever. Maybe that would have been faster. I don't know. Maybe I don't need to overthink it. What I do need to do now though is you can see this next block is going to actually be this guy. The one above it's not. So there we go. We got a little special case there. This view looking up is crazy. Yeah, sorry if you're getting I'm hurting my head too. I feel like I'm looking up. Hype for Scar hitting 2 million. Yeah, he deserves it. I mean, Scar is just incredible. Incredible. And you know, he's had a rough 2023 so far. It's not been great for him. You know, he's had some health issues, some other things come up. You know, I'm not getting into his personal life or anything. But and he just does what he does best. He keeps his chin up and just keeps a positive attitude, keeps the good times, you know, flowing. That's his name. It's in his name. I mean, he was exhausted for the limited life recording, and you couldn't tell. You couldn't even tell, because as soon as it was go time, he was just ready. He's consummate professional. What Stream Elements picking up on? The Stream Elements bot isn't liking what you're putting down today, or what? He is an utter champ. He just totally deserves to win. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I need to go. I just realized I'm not like really time lapsing this properly. Are we there yet? We've done over half at least. We'll get there. Spoiler, don't read the rest of this. I can't read it out loud. I can't read it out loud. So skip that message after the word spoiler if you don't want to hear about stuff that happened in limited life. But let me answer your question. I was being very selfish. I was being very selfish in that morning. In that moment. I should have cared. But the idea of what would ensue if I encouraged it felt more fun to me, so I encouraged it. Press the bleep button. No spoilers. Yeah. The result was amazing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you know, it feels bad. It feels bad throwing people under the bus, you know. You guys will see. You're going to watch the episode later and you'll see. You know, it feels bad throwing people under the bus, especially your best friend. But in the name of content, it's okay. Maybe. Not always. Don't take that to the bank. Not Skiz. Skiz would have done the same. No, he wouldn't have. He's too loyal. Skiz is too loyal to a fault. It's typically what ends his life seasons. He refuses to change loyalties after he's made them. Season 2. Was it season 2? Which season was Ren? Like the king or whatever. Skiz went down with that ship. Was that season 1? Oh my gosh. I guess it was. I guess it was. That was just Third Life. Okay. You know, it's funny. That season, like, it flowed so well. Season 2 was the Aha season. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, the Red King was season 1. Yeah, we're missing Ren this season, that's for sure. Ren was really good at doing this kind of improv characters, you know. I mean, his accents was a little bit, you know, what was he? What was he, a pirate? He was kind of like a pirate, but also trying to be like medieval. He was a medieval pirate. Yeah, he gets into the role playing, which is cool. I struggle with it. It's not really my cup of tea, but I like the idea of trying new things. So the Life series gives me a chance to explore a different way to create, you know? Martin isn't really the same without Ren. He seems a bit lost. I know, right? Those two gel so well. They both like that. They both get heavy into the roleplay stuff. Martin, he bakes in some deep lore behind everything, which is crazy. You guys are like really into the Life series, you know. He's baked in from all the way back from the Evo series he used to be part of. The Watcher was baked in a little bit, some lore there. I don't know a lot about the history there, but I did catch in some of his Life series episodes, because I like watching Martin's Life series episodes. Honestly, that's where the inspiration to really get after the editing piece of the Life series came from. After I published the first Limited Life, I was like, oh, I'm just doing the same thing I always do, just cutting it up, cutting out the fluff, you know, and that's it. Giving you guys basically raw footage, but cut down, and there was no flavor. And I watched Martin's, and I was like, yeah, that's got flavor. I like that. That's what we got to do. Skiz loyal killed Joker 3 times in Phasmo. I don't know what was up with Skiz yesterday in Phasmo. Holy smokes. Skiz got me killed too. He got me killed too with the stinking monkey paw thing. After I resurrected him, I risked my life to bring him back. He comes back and then basically saves himself and gets me killed. He was a loose cannon yesterday. Yeah, Martin does amazing edits. I'm always in awe of Martin. I think Martin does a lot of that himself, if I'm not mistaken. I think he does have an editor. Maybe he's doing the same thing I'm doing. Like, I don't know. No, but if you're still here, I really like the way that worked out. Like, we tag teamed that edit, and I think that's really good because there's two different perspectives as you're editing. And like, I think I caught stuff you didn't, and you caught stuff I didn't, and we made it like together. We made magic. I know I'm big up in this video, and now you guys are gonna go watch it, and it's not gonna, you know, when every one of your friends tells you that this movie you're gonna go see is the best movie you've ever seen, and then you go to watch it and it's not the best movie you've ever seen, I feel like maybe, nah, this is the best video you've ever seen. Loved how the battle was edited with Skiz and B-dubs. Thanks. Yeah, that was all Nubsy. That one was Nubsy. He's that's why I keep him around, you know. He's got skills. Very good. Nubsy's an amazing editor. Still to have that impulse flavor in there. Thanks. Yeah, that's exactly. Thanks. That's exactly the vibe I was hoping for. You know, is to still be able to like put my personal touch on it instead of it just being like completely out of my hands. I felt like that would disconnect me from the series a little bit. You know, if I just showed up to the sessions and then handed off all my footage and then never looked back, I feel like I'd get a bit disconnected. So would you guys. This is so tedious. don't know what we're doing after. What are we gonna do after this? That's why he keeps me around. Yep. Oh, that and waking up this morning and seeing that you had done both thumbnails for my streams yesterday. Thank you. Thank you. Because it was 6:30. I still had to make the thumbnail for Limited Life and get ready for the Factor stuff, you know, get all the overlays and all the stuff set up and tweets made and all that. And then I look and you've got the thumbnails done and I'm like, oh, you're the man. You're the man. Got your boyfriend's account going in the living room for your daughter and you're watching on the phone in the kitchen. Nice. There you go. There you go. Take me where you need to. Get stuff done. Be multitasking. It's efficiency. You know I like efficiency. People being amazing. What's going on here? What's going on here? Thank you so much for all the bits, Clancast. 500 and 500 again. Talking about Limited Life. It's tough to talk about Limited Life on the Friday it comes out because, like, obviously we can't get into it too much. There's too many people that haven't seen it yet. Bandy B Car, thanks again. 1,000 bits. You're amazing. I want to read some of these messages because you guys are just... You're blowing my head up today. What's up with this? Miss B North, Tier 1, 19 months. Says, Dear Impulse, thank you for all the entertainment. I appreciate you. Currently watching Imp and Skiz. Skyblock 1.15 stream replay. Gets me through some tough... gets me through some long hours at work. Good. Oh, that's awesome. It's kind of cool to, like, just know that you have content out there that's... It's still, you know... It's there. Anytime you need it. There's so much content that Skiz and I have made together. Accident. I'm on fire. That was fun. Skiz, yeah, no spoilers, but Skiz apparently was watching one of our VODs. I think he was watching Tango's, and he caught something that I said kind of under my breath. It was one of those moments, you know, where even in my episode, you probably won't catch it unless you're really, really paying attention. So Joel, you know, no spoilers. It's not a big spoiler, but Joel comes up and he's like, bad boys are here. Bad boys need gold. Bad boys will take gold. And I said, or you could ask nicely. And it was just like so under my breath and nobody caught it. But like those little moments, you know, are pretty funny. And I don't even like Skiz said it best. He's like, dude, you don't even know how funny you are because sometimes you say stuff and you like don't even realize that it's funny. And it's true. Like I just say stuff with my face. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's incoherent. Sometimes I'm just listening to the sound of my own voice, you know. My grandma made popcorn balls. Exactly. Speaking of Toska, thank you so much. Toska Koshka in the house with a DNR, but an amazing Can You Dig It, which is not playing today because we got the factor alerts, but $25.12. Koshka, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. I saw that yesterday, Toska. I saw that, and it was mentioned too. I think you mentioned it. And so I went to check, and wow. I mean, thank you. Thank you. Super generous of you, and I got it, and you're amazing. Thank you so much. Incredible. Why not cut out the wood one higher? Since we got to go back. I'm gonna go across this layer, I think. I'm gonna go across this layer and put another scaffolding layer in because once we get up there, it's got a lot more, like that's when it starts to get texturized, so we got to get more kind of critical of where the blocks go. I think you'll see once I get that layer up there, but yeah, right now, I mean, this is where we're at. It's kind of the best I can reach without it getting too awkward. Yeah, like I said, you know, maybe we're not doing this the most efficient way, but you know, it's Friday. I don't need to use my brain, do I? Always have excuses. I mean, I knocked out the rest of this pretty quick. Once I have like that extreme focus and I'm like listening to an audiobook or whatever, I usually make better Minecraft decisions. You know, when I'm here streaming, I like to be able to do things like the easy way, not necessarily the smart way. A lot of times it helps so that I can actually like read chat because it's I don't have to think too much. All right, but I need to tear this down right there. We'll tear all this down. And then, whoa, and then I'll collect it, I guess. Let me do this. Can't see. Stream does distract me just a little bit, yeah. I wish I was better, you know? I wish I was able to read chat and be better at playing the video game at the same time, but, you know, it turns out there's no such thing as multitasking, apparently. Yeah, apparently it's a big misconception is that we're capable of multitasking. Instead, we just super fast context switch. It's sad because I've always thought I could be a great multitasker. Says the drummer. Yeah, multiple limbs doing different things. I guess, is that considered multitasking? Is it? That is a lie. I catch every single message. Exactly, McBean. McBean, since you're here. Did I see glass? Did you get the glass? Is it over? Is your saga over finally? Did I see? Nice! Past inspection today. Well done. Very nice. You see McBean in chat is my next door neighbor, good buddy of mine, friend of mine, and also likes to copy me. So McBean, after seeing the amazing guest house / casita / studio that we've built in our backyard, decided he would do the same in his backyard, except a couple feet bigger, just to one up me. And after going through the same kind of saga of construction that I went through with mine, it is finally finished, passed inspection, and that means certificate of occupancy can be signed and can actually be used as a guest house, which is amazing. The lies. You copied. Oh, that's the name. Yeah. You know, I thought I saw some lights in there. This is somebody was actually like using it already. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. I know the feels. It's super nice to be done. To be done with it. I'm still not done with my landscaping. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. My landscaping's still not done. I have a list of like 10 things at least that need to be finished. And yeah, getting ghosted. So that's fun. That's fun. Put off the landscaping for a bit. Yeah, you need a breather, man. Don't do what I did. I went straight from construction of the guest house to getting the landscape done, and it was like non-stop construction in my backyard for over a year. So it's kind of nice to not have to lock my dog in every single day because there's people in my backyard. Amberwood in the house. Good morning to you. McBean needs to do a cooking stream. Yeah. Oh. I'll ask you later, McBean. But I applied for the TikTok creator fund, and it's really weird. I need to ask you about how that process went for you. Remind me. Oh, and that other thing you were texting me about. I want to do that too. Sorry, guys. This just turned into a private conversation with me and McBean. Be prepared to make all the pennies. Dude, have you seen my TikTok? 2.9 million views, bro, on one video. I am like Charlie D'Amelio hit me up and is like, yo, give me your strats. Because you're killing it. GG, 2.9 pennies. I was like, look, Charlie, I'm busy. We'll talk later. We wouldn't be able to do outdoor construction work year round here. We got a couple feet of snow. Yeah, that's one nice thing about being. Although in the summer, the workers they must be hating life, you know, out there trying to do construction work and 100+ degree temperature must just be so bad. Especially like roof work. There's a lot of roof work that gets done. Must be painful. I'm running around collecting stone like I need it. I'm popping off on TikTok, that's right. If you see my TikTok link come up, you know, you better get in. Get in on the ground floor, you know? Be one of the first 25,000 followers, or what? Are they followers? I don't know if it works. Followers, right? Be one of the first 25. We went from like 10,000 followers to 20,000 in like a couple days. It was crazy. Do you have any advice for looking at a vehicle from a dealership? The last time I got a vehicle, and this was like before the pandemic even, what we did was we did a ton of research on the internet, like basically looking at every single dealership in the area's inventory and really analyzing what they had in stock and what all the features were of the cars and stuff. We put together a list of what we wanted in the car. It was mainly like the new stuff, like when you can get warned that there's a car next to you when you're trying to change lanes and stuff, backup cameras, all that kind of stuff. That's what we wanted. We wanted all that fancy tech. And so we were looking at like every single dealership in the area's inventory until we found the car with all the little features and the right color, model, make, all that stuff. New. We like getting them new, and that's just probably me. But Skizzleman runs it a little differently. He likes used cars. You can get good deals on used cars too. But whatever you're into, from that aspect. And then once we found it, we drove it just to make sure it drove like we wanted. And then by then we also knew what it was worth. Like you look up like the value, the actual value, you know. And there's Kelly Blue Book and stuff that gives you a good idea. Yeah, and they're gonna try to get you to pay the sticker price, but if you do your research, you know the car is actually, you know what the car is actually worth, and then you're gonna have to go up a little bit because they still have to make some kind of money, right? So we gave them a little bit, you know, we let them pot because they're not gonna do all the work in showing you the car and signing documents and all that stuff for wholesale or whatever. So you still gotta budge a little bit. So we worked with them a little bit on that, but like the guy didn't get, like, that wasn't his biggest commission of the year, that's for sure. So we felt like we did pretty good. That's kind of our tactic. I'm sure people have some good advice in chat as well. If you got good advice, you know, we only buy a car like once every 5 years or so, maybe. We had 2 cars, and we tried to do a thing where each car we kept for 10 years, but we overlapped it. So every 5 years, one of those cars would get swapped out after we had it for 10 years. That was kind of our method. All right, now we see all the red in the wall? Oh, man. Some of those we're not even going to be able to reach. What I need to do, though, is, like, crushed it. Where did I put it? Oh, perfect. Flawless. Truck's gonna be 15. Kind of nice to be able to hang onto a car for a long time, right? I think our Sequoia, it's like the one that we use when, just when we go to IKEA or Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever and have to get something like that's too big to fit into a car, or we go camping, we gotta have our camping gear and stuff, we'll use it because it's a bigger vehicle. Otherwise it just sits, which is sad. I had to plug in a trickle charge because the battery kept dying because I didn't drive it enough. So I had to plug in this trickle charge so the battery wouldn't die. That feels bad. 300,000 miles. What kind of car is that? Dang. Toyota, right? Toyota's last. That's why we keep buying Toyotas. Yeah, everybody said has to be Toyota. Isn't that nice to see a car company actually like make something that lasts? Biggest advice: don't go to the dealer. Make the deal you're willing to do on the phone. Oh, that's true. I mean, the other advice, that's good advice. That's good advice because once you're in person, there's this like pressure, right? But if you do go in person, also be ready to walk. Don't, like when I said, oh, we found the perfect vehicle. You know, it had exactly what we wanted in it. We also were well aware that like if we needed to walk away from it because they weren't bending with us, they weren't working with us, then we were willing to. McBean, I get a new car every time I have to change the oil. Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? The funny thing is, I know you're joking, but then again, I also saw that you got a new car in your garage. So now I wondered how much you were really joking. Yeah, she did. She did. I like that. Man, that wasn't my money. That was the missus. I see. Oh man. We're wondering when the eyelashes are gonna get put back on. Are the eyelashes making a return? No way, really? She had eyelashes on her headlights. That's awesome. They're making a comeback today. Nice. All right. Husky, thank you so much. Started watching in Bodum, now hooked. Have your own server. Thanks for the inspiration. Nice. Awesome. Love hearing that. People just watching and then they get into Minecraft and they start their own community and stuff, or maybe just playing with your family. That's awesome. Maybe that's what I'll do next week. My kids are on spring break. Maybe we'll fire up a home LAN server that we can all play on for a bit. With the kids, it's always just like after they build their first starter house, they're over it. they're done. Okay, I did everything you can do in Minecraft. I built a starter house. Let's move on. Hapkey, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Impulse and Retina College essay on how YouTube comment sections have changed over time, and was curious if you had any opinions on how the comments you receive now compared to the comments years ago. Shorter, kinder, less focused, etc. Yeah, good question. I'd say for me, you know, it's mostly like when I was before Hermitcraft, you know, I was obviously a lot smaller creator, and the comment section was almost like a close-knit community. And so it was like everybody kind of was like super nice in the comment section and very helpful to each other, and we get to know each other and all that. And I still have those people around that I recognize from back in those days. But now, since Hermitcraft and since, you know, now have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is it's still insane. There's a lot more criticisms of the things that I do than there used to be. There used to be a lot more just like praise, right? Like, oh, this is amazing, you're doing a good job, keep it up, we like what you're doing. And I still get that. But now it seems like because there's so many more comments, it's easy to see a lot more of the negativity stuff come through. And so there's a lot more criticisms of what I do. And for me, for some reason, those comments glow a little stronger than the good ones, you know, which doesn't always feel good. But I'd say the pandemic probably has since the pandemic, you know, like probably has put more people in not such a great spirited mood anymore, and so they kind of take it out in the comments. It feels like sometimes. I do my best to just realize like everybody you know, is entitled to have bad days and stuff, and maybe they feel better venting on the internet, you know, and telling me how much I suck at Minecraft or whatever they need to say. But yeah, I'd say the tone has changed a little bit. You know, it's you hear about it. You know, like mental health these days is definitely taking a hit. Whether you blame COVID or whatever you want to blame. And I think we see some of that in the comment section. Because not everybody's in like the best mental health state, and sometimes they take it out. I try to remember that. I don't always remember that, you know. I'm also a content creator. I found that the larger I get, more random people who are not subscribed come in, and these people have the tendency to be a bit more toxic. Yeah, I'd say that's probably true. I think the tough part is like separating that from like who actually does mean well, because sometimes when you get toxic comment after toxic comment, somebody will come in and offer legit like constructive criticism, like a legit critique that's valuable. And those are the ones I'm looking for, right? Because I'm always wanting to improve. I want to produce better content every time I make a video. I want it to be better than the last. And so, if people do come in and they're like, "Hey, I noticed your last video, your edits were a little slower. Like you stuck on this conversation with Mumbo for 5 minutes instead of just giving us the meat and potatoes of the thing." You know what I mean? That kind of stuff, that's helpful. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. Like I got lazy, you know, thanks for the reminder. I got lazy. I deserve that comment. Those get lost now because there's so much other toxicity embedded in there that like, when I read that now, that's a great criticism and I should take it to heart and like learn from it. But I'm just in a bad mood because I've been getting crapped on by so many other toxic comments that I'm just like, ugh, another nasty comment about how I suck, you know? So yeah, it's tough. Because I want to invite constructive criticism because like I said, I really want people to be able to tell me when I'm like, you know, not hitting the mark, because I want to push myself. How would you convince your kids to play past the starter house? I don't know. I mean, maybe just take them on a caving trip and show them how much fun caving can actually be, and how it's like if you have a shield and a water bucket and torches and stuff, like it can be fun instead of like terrifying. I think they're at that stage where they're still like, my youngest anyway, she's 11, you know. Yeah, a little ABBA caving or something like that could be fun. There's a donation link somewhere in the stream. If you're looking, thank you. Appreciate it. You don't have to, obviously, but there you go. Oyander, thanks for the 1,000 bits. You missed yesterday's stream. Happy late birthday. Thank you, Oyander. Appreciate that. You didn't have to do that. VODs will be up on the second channel. First one's there, the Mario Kart one, super fun. It's on the second channel, and then Phasma will be up a little later. Probably after lunch. Posted too many videos today, so I had to kind of stretch them out. Well, I appreciate that, Oyander. Hapkey, thank you so much for those 100 bits. Great question. Led to some good discussion. A lot of these things, you know, I'll say, you know, just keep in mind this is my perspective, right? Like my experience is my own. So when I'm reading comments and stuff, it's me, it's my brain, it's my headspace. So there are people that mean well, and like I said, I will sometimes misinterpret their comments as being a bit toxic just because of the headspace that I'm in when I happen to come across them. And I try to do my best, but I'm not always my best. You know what I mean? to not react in a way that's unbecoming. Just depends on the day and what I got going on in my life, you know. One thing that used to help, this sounds bad, this is gonna sound terrible, I'm gonna sound like a terrible human being for this, so I'm gonna say it anyway and let you guys judge. One thing I used to do, and I don't do it as much anymore, but when I first started really getting toxic comments and I was having a hard time with them, I would do this little trick. And I just told myself, that person's probably 9 years old. I know that sounds bad, but like, if you just assume every toxic comment you read is coming out of like a 9-year-old who doesn't know better, it kind of like mentally helped me just be okay with it, you know what I mean? Instead of like really getting worked up about it. And maybe they were. Yeah, you're right. Honestly, maybe they actually were young. And and I was right to begin with to just assume that. But I don't know what's going on, you know, with the person leaving the comment. I don't know if they're going through some mental health issues, you know, they're in maybe they just got bullied and they needed some outlet, you know, and that's what they chose to do, was take it out on me, you know, because I'm an easy target. You can be anonymous on the internet, and you just leave a comment, and most people assume I won't ever read it because I get a lot of comments, but I'm kind of neurotic about that, so I pretty much read all my comments. So they're usually, when I do say something back, they're usually like, "Whoa, I'm sorry, I didn't think you were gonna read that." And I'm like, yeah, so now you feel bad because the nasty thing you said, actually, I actually read it. Like, hey, think about that before you say it next time, you know. I also used to think that that I could fix them. Like, if somebody was being toxic, that I could like teach them, hey, that's not the right thing. You know what I mean? Those aren't the right words. You realize those words hurt, you know what I mean? And try to educate them, you know, be their dad or whatever. That doesn't work. Yeah, they just come back. Oh, sorry, it was just a joke. Talking super smack, right? And then I'm like, yo, that's not cool, man. Oh, I'm just kidding. It was a joke, man. It's just a joke. Trying to be funny on the internet, you know? Yeah, I didn't take it like a joke. Cried myself to sleep last night. Thanks. But yeah, I tried that too. You know, like saying, you know, hey, listen, your approach, your tone, it's all wrong here. I appreciate constructive criticism, but there's nothing constructive about this. Let's talk about the way you approached it. That didn't work out either. Typically that just led to more toxicity. So I gave up on that too. I can't be the internet's dad either. It's too much work. I'm struggling to be my own family's dad, you know? Dad jokes are funny, insults are not. There's a difference. There you go. I don't know why I read dad joke. Dad jokes are funny. Yes, they are. Yeah, jokes, text, right? The medium of social media, right? And like Twitter and comment sections and things like that. Tone and facial expressions and body language, all that stuff's completely void. So it's really hard. And maybe this is the reason why I'm an over emote user. I overuse emotes because I feel like that's somehow going to make up for the fact that I can't induce tone into my words. So I'm like, you know, smiley face, just so you know, this is, you know, like, this is just a fun little suggestion or whatever, not serious. Or, I don't know. I don't know how well it helps, but yeah, I'm an over emote user. My anxiety says more emotes so they know I'm not mad. Yeah, I'm with you. That's probably it. That's exactly it. If I embed some emotes into the conversation, then they know, like, hey, I'm in a good mood. Like, this is I don't want you to take this the wrong way, you know. Evil Notion in the house with the $3.10. Thank you so much. Oh, because Mario Day, 310. Got it. Thank you. You're amazing. Evil in the house. Speaking of guys, Factor, hello. Hello. You see the Factor stuff. This is a sponsored stream from Factor. It's time to tell you what it's all about. You know, we've been talking about it. It is Factor time. That is correct. So Factor, amazing sponsor. This is my 4th go around with them, apparently, and it doesn't feel like the 4th one because it's such a smooth sponsor to have. Because, as I said, I actually am a Factor customer and have been for almost a year, if not more. So, what is Factor, you may be asking? Okay, first of all, we got to say this: U.S. only. Okay, they only deliver in the U.S. and I believe Ontario as well if you're in Canada. But my code only is going to work in the U.S. But it will save you 50% off if you decide to sign up. So what is Factor? Factor is fresh, never frozen, made by chefs, pre-packaged meals. So if you're looking for something quick, easy, and healthy, the healthy part is huge. They're very, very convenient, and that's exactly why I started using them. Is basically what happened with me. My backstory is during the pandemic, I discovered this little app on my phone that it was called DoorDash. Okay, you may have heard of it. You may have your own version that you use. Uber Eats. What's the other one? Grubhub. You know, these apps on your phone where you press a button and next thing you know, you have food delivered from some sort of fast food restaurant or regular restaurant around you, and you can eat whatever you want. Pizza, burgers, fries, whatever kind of, you know, food that's going to typically be very bad for you, because when you make those decisions, typically you're like, I'm super hungry and I don't have time to prepare my own healthy meal, so I'm just going to order what I can. Discovered that, and well, let's say I pressed the DoorDash button on my phone too many times a week. Or maybe I went to down the street, there's a Culver's. You know, maybe I went to Culver's because they have amazing cheese curds and mushroom Swiss burgers and things like that. So I found myself doing that a little too much, and I realized it's time to rein it in. I need to start eating healthier. I need to start eating better, and I wanted to eat more plants. My whole thing was I've been learning a lot about this guy. His name is Rich Roll, and he was big into plant-powered diets, and so I wanted to try it out. Wanted to see how I responded to that. So I needed to find a way to still have that convenience of like eating out, but healthier, and that's when I found Factor. So Factor, whether you're plant-powered or you're on keto or you're just wanting to watch your calories or whatever, they have something for everybody. And so we picked the vegan vegetarian meals and we got them delivered, and it was great. It was great. So instead of clicking DoorDash or going down the street to Culver's, I would just reach in the fridge, grab my pre-made, fresh, chef-made, healthy meal and pop it in the microwave or the oven. Microwave for like 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and it was good to go. And it was amazing. Like the food's just fantastic. Anybody that's been around for my previous Factor campaigns that have signed up and bought Factor, feel free to chime in the chat. Let them know what your experience has been, because it's been nothing but positive from what I've seen, and my experience has been nothing but positive. So it's been a great sponsor to have. I can help you guys if you're interested, if you're in the US and you want to try this out. Yeah, they ship it like once a week. You can pick your meals. In fact, let's do that real quick. Let me show you what it's like. Give me a second here. I'll show you some of the stuff. We're gonna look at their website real quick if you don't mind. And then we'll get back to placing blocks and talking about toxic trolls in chat. Let me see here. I gotta see if I can see my scene to display capture instead. Use the right display. This is where I dox myself. Just ignore anything that comes up. I'm incognito. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, this will work. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully I don't die. I'm in game. You guys can see this? Yeah? Okay. So, this is some of the food they offer. Like I said, for me and my wife, we've gone with the plant-based stuff, so we're vegan and vegetarian. But, like, they mark everything. So if you're keto or protein plus, right? Like, maybe you're into lifting, right? Maybe you do a lot of workouts and you want to see... you want meals that are going to have an extra bit of protein in them. They have labels for that too. So this is it. You can kind of go through and see. And they got some really good stuff. If I've tried these before, I wasn't like 100% plant-based, so I did try a lot of different things in here, and I can talk to some of these. And my son, my son is addicted to these as well. When he comes home from school, it's the first thing he does. Because he has like a half day, he's a senior. So he pops in, he comes in from school, and he grabs one of these and pops it in the microwave immediately. And he's big into the chicken stuff. He really likes the chicken stuff. They got a lot of good stuff. The fish, I've tried their fish. Really, really good. Really, really good. Yeah, I'm going to get to the add-ons too, Ashland, because that is huge in my family. Huge in my family. All right, so you're starting to see some of the different tags here. So Calorie Smart. I mean, typically these Calorie Smart ones, this is one of the ones he eats. My son eats. My son eats the garlic chicken like every week. He's sad when it's not on the menu. And my daughter, my older daughter, likes the chorizo chili mac. And they're Calorie Smart, so they're going to be like 500 calories or less, somewhere around there. My son also likes this sour cream and chive chicken quite a bit. So, yeah, the chili mac apparently is really good. I haven't tried that one, but my daughter likes it a lot. So we'll keep adding more meals here. Okay, guys, let me tell you this. Before I went like full plant-based, which I'm not 100%, but for the most part, I was getting this shredded chicken taco bowl like every time they had it. This was one of my favorite things. So good. It's so good. I don't have that so much anymore, but now I'm getting hungry. Jeez. Why they make me bring the menu up? Now I'm getting super hungry. Look at all that. Look at how many options there are. So that's the cool thing, is like no matter what kind of food you're into, whether you're on a Calorie Smart diet, keto diet, vegan diet, no diet at all. Maybe you're not dieting at all. You want some good food. They're gonna have it. This fusilli is really good. This is one that we usually get, me and my wife. My wife doesn't like mushrooms, but I do. So this is mine. This is mine. Vegan mushroom marsala. And this is my wife's favorite right here. Peanut Buddha bowl. She gets this every single time. Keep adding more meals. Okay. My next favorite is this 3-bean vegan chili. This is the one I'm having next week. I ordered this one. I'm having this next week, and maybe I'll heat it up on stream. So we're gonna do another stream like this next Friday. We're actually like show this and heat it up and we'll eat. But yeah, this one is really looking good too. I haven't had this one before. But yeah, you can see I start to get excited because now we're down in the vegetarian and vegan options. So I start to get excited. Look at this too. Like if you want to splurge a little bit, they have this kind of stuff, right? You can get a filet mignon. This Gourmet Plus, you pay a little bit more, but you can get like filet mignon. How crazy is that? Yeah, so the difference between Factor and HelloFresh is HelloFresh, they send you all the ingredients and you have to mix it together, right? You have to mix, you have to like cook it, right? You take all the stuff, I don't know if they pre-chop it and stuff, but you have to cook it yourself. This stuff comes like ready-made. So all you have to do is like heat it up. You throw it in the oven or throw it in the microwave, heat it up, and it's done. So 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes in the microwave is what I do. They say 2, I go 2.5 because, you know, just be on the safe side. Make sure it's good. But yeah, so the lifestyle that my wife and I have right now is every Sunday we go to we spend Sunday morning planning our meals for the week, and then we make a shopping list, and then we go to the grocery store, and then we come home and we chop everything and we cook everything and we meal prep it basically. All that work. We spend almost all day Sunday doing exactly what Factor has done for you here. So that's what you're paying for, is that benefit of getting almost a whole day back if you're like us. So there are Sundays where, well, one of two things. Either we don't want to make as many meals, so we supplement the rest of the meals for the week with the factor stuff. Or there's also Sundays where we're too busy and we know that we can't do all that. And so we order extra factor meals that week to cover us, and we don't have to worry about even meal prepping. So that's the point is you don't have to do all that shopping, and they've done it all for you. They've figured it out. They're only in Ontario, apparently, in Canada. So this is US based mainly. But I think they're expanding. Okay. So one other thing I wanted to show you here, guys, is add-ons. Okay. They got us. We are hooked. We are hooked on their add-ons, specifically the smoothies. Okay. They have this other stuff, and I can't speak to it because I haven't had it. But if you want some easy breakfast stuff, they have it here for you. Some keto-based stuff as well. Like, I had frittata for breakfast. I could have just bought it from them, been done with it. Which would have been nice. Some of this stuff sounds really good, though. Look at that. Sweet potatoes and tostada. Anyway, my kids are absolutely addicted to these smoothies right here, these strawberry smoothies. And where are they? Look at all the stuff you can get. And these keto shakes, chocolate brownie shakes. We've tried to find other smoothies and other shakes. We've tried almost every brand in every grocery store. Nothing holds a candle to these. My kids won't drink anything else. Has to be the Factor strawberry banana smoothies. Has to be the Factor chocolate brownie shakes. They don't like any other brand. So, we'll probably be on Factor forever because of that alone. We cannot find a substitute, and it's worth it because I know that they're getting their proteins and they're getting their vitamins and stuff from these. So that's been really big. And anytime instead of snacking on the garbage snacks that the kids usually snack on, they'll go grab one of these. And I know that they're eating healthier. But look at all this other cool stuff you can get. Like, if you just want to get some proteins, you can buy those. You can buy picnic packs. Kind of cool. Keto, they have fat bombs and stuff. If you're on keto, I did keto for a while. Yeah, there's some fat bombs. I did keto for a while. Just didn't jive with my body for whatever reason, but I know a lot of people swear by it. So they got a lot of cool stuff in here that you can add on. So you could even do one of the lower meals and just get a bunch of add-ons if you want, Anyway, lots of cool stuff. And with my discount, look at what it does. So if you use my code, if you get a box of 8 meals, which is a lot, right? If it's just you, can handle all your lunches and then some for the week, if you wanted to cover that. After my discount's $51, $52 for a box of 8 meals. It's a good deal. I mean, do the math there. I know 50% off. Obviously, this makes it cheaper than fast food, which is nuts. So it's worth a shot if you're looking for something to ease your days. Because spending all this time every day worrying about what food we're eating, sometimes it gets exhausting, right? $6.50 per meal. Yeah, that's a good price. That's a good price, right? Get the discount. There you go. If you were already a customer, it probably won't let you use the discount again. If you were already you signed up on one of my past campaigns, it won't let you use the discount for that account. Take that as you will. I didn't say anything about address. But these are all email sign-up stuff, right? So anyway, I said nothing. There you go. And look, you can even see, so this is next week's lineup. You can even look ahead and see the week after, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Oh, queso fundido. Queso fundido. Anyway, there you go. You can go to their website. Oh, buffalo chicken, that's good. I've had this. That's really good. Dang, looking forward to next week. Not that I'm gonna get those because they have the meat, but here's the vegan options. This is good. Had that before. Ratatouille is good. Ooh, a new. I love seeing this. New, right? Been a Factor customer for a long time, right? So I've had, see, there's my vegan chili again. I've had like most of these. So when I come in and I see the menu and there's a new, I'm like, yeah, let's go. So they're adding new stuff all the time too, which is really cool. Anyway, that's it. There you go. Now you guys know what Factor is. We'll get back to video games. Feel free to use my code, sign up, get your 50% off, pick out your meals. Let me know. Let me know how it goes. Okay? I love hearing people come in and be like, yo, I tried the Factor thanks to you, saved the money, and it's amazing. Because I think it is. There we go. Cool. Thanks for letting me get through that, guys. Obviously, with Factor sponsoring the stream, it was something we needed to do. But again, like I said, I don't feel any shame in taking a sponsorship that I fully 100% can get behind. So easy sell for me, if you will. People being amazing. Finn Boggin. Hi, Impulse. I just started watching for the first time in Hermitcraft Season 7, and I just have to say that your genuine positivity throughout these years show your true nature, and I'm almost confident to say that all chat members and I can truly appreciate you a lot. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Finn, you're amazing. Thank you. I try. Like I said, I've had my days. We all have. I've had my days where, the positivity wasn't exuding from my pores, and I apologize if I ever, had an off day. Well, we're human, so hopefully you can respect that too. But I do my best, that's why I like doing what I'm doing. The world can sometimes, it can kind of suck, and to be able to hang out, play video games and chat and escape some of the suck of the world, if you're dealing with it, is what I'm hoping to accomplish here, Remember when the Impulse got spicy with someone in chat and felt bad for weeks? I still feel bad about it. What do you mean weeks? I still feel bad about it. Anytime I lose my cool and get a little spicy with somebody who probably had better intentions than it came across, at least, to me at the time, because I was probably in a negative headspace anyway. I always feel super guilty and think about it for weeks or more. But hey, anytime that kind of stuff happens, learning experiences. SPE 2.0 finale flashbacks. Oh man, I was having a rough day that day. I was. It turned out okay in the end, I guess. But yeah, I was. I don't know. I was in a bad mood. I lost footage that day. I recorded a lot of my One Life to Live episode that day, only to find out that, it didn't record the audio because of a Windows update or something, which happens to a lot of creators because of Windows does that. And oh, I wasn't in a good mood. We had our stream scheduled, so of course I wasn't gonna cancel because I was in a bad mood. But I may have taken it out on Skiz's horse. Okay. Some other stuff happened during the stream that I want to talk about too that set me off, but. Nothing Skiz did. Gaming with Goose says, Impulse, I want to say that you guys on Hermitcraft and Empires have been helping me through the loss of my wife back in October. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Gaming with Goose, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear what you're going through. Yeah, hopefully time will heal. And I'm happy to hear that we can be here in any way to alleviate some of that pain for you. I can't imagine. Evil says it was me. Impulse hates me now. We did have a blame Evil bit during that, didn't we? No, Evil wasn't you, don't worry. It definitely wasn't you. Nubsy. Everyone's like, I'll raise my hand. I'll take one for the team. It was my fault. Yeah. Did we drum today? We're doing the factor stuff, you know, but we already, you know, you guys know what's up with factor, right? I don't need to just every 5 minutes talk about how amazing factor is or anything. You guys know the deal. You know what I think. You know what others have said in chat. You know the deal's there for you. If you want to hook it up. Maybe if some new people come in a little bit, we'll go through it again, but we're still here to have a good time. My wife and I, we were like really stressed, really busy, and we were doing like a lot of factor meals a week. Like it replaced every single one of our lunches. She was, you know, she was doing her business, her jewelry business, and staying super busy. And I'm always super busy with creating content and stuff. So we couldn't find the time for a while to prep any of our meals. And we really relied on Factor to get us through that time, and it came in clutch. Now we're at a point to where we're kind of like splitting it, you know, kind of like half and half. We prep half our meals and then have a few factors come in too for those days that we just couldn't make happen. Do I miss Culver's? Maybe a little bit. I don't miss the way I felt after I ate that way, you know? You guys know what I mean. When you eat that greasy fast food, kind of puts you in this state of like, I don't want to do anything. So that's been nice. I don't miss that. I miss cheese curds, obviously, but I don't miss feeling like garbage. Don't get that with Factor because Factor is super healthy, so you feel amazing after Factor. Anyway, what should we drum? I got the drum set up. We could drum. I'm tempted to try to drum the Let me think about this for a second. Let's listen to it. I'm not drumming here, obviously. Still not a lot to do there with drumming, but so then once it kicks into this part, maybe we can drum a little bit. All right, let's try it. Let's try it. It's going to take me a second to find it over on my on my setup over there. So give me a second. I'm going to sit at the drum set. You're going to see me messing around on my keyboard for a minute, trying to find this song. It's going to be John O. Smithers, The Keep in the Deep, I think is what it's called. I got to find it on YouTube and pull it up, and I'll probably get ads and stuff. Oh, and this is going to mess up my hair. Not the hair. Oh, man. Sudden urge to go to the Renaissance Festival. McBean says go on Sunday. What, in costume too, right? McBean dresses up in costume to the Renaissance Festival. It's amazing. Holy cow, my coffee's cold. Going as Viking. Nice. My hair will be fine. All right, fine. We're going to mess up my hair for this. All right, let's see if we can find this. Give me a second, guys, and we'll do some drumming.
You gonna bop it up?
I can bop if you want it.
You can bop if you want to.
Leave our friends behind. But if your friends don't bop, and if they don't bop, then there's no friends of mine.
You can bop if you want to.
Leave our friends behind. But if your friends don't bop, and if they don't bop, then there's no friends of mine.
So we just go bop, 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 bop.
You can bop, bop,
Bop, bop, bop, bop, bop, bop, bop, bop, bop.
you can bop, 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 bop.
Wait. Bye, guys.
You can bop if you want to.
Leave our friends behind. But if your friends don't bop, and if they don't bop, then there's no friends of mine.
You can bop if you want to.
Leave our friends behind. But if your friends don't bop, and if they don't bop, then there's no friends of mine.
So we just go bop, 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 bop.
You can bop, bop,
Bop, bop, bop, bop, bop, bop, bop, bop, bop, bop.
you can bop, bop,
Bop, bop, bop, bop, bop, bop.
you can bop if you want to.
Leave our friends behind. But if your friends don't bop, and if they don't bop, then there's no friends of mine.
You can bop if you want to.
Leave our friends behind. But if your friends don't bop, and if they don't bop, then there's no friends of mine. All right. You can't just get me started. I think I like that little push car, dude. You know what I mean?
I actually like that rendition. That was great. And we're done. Hey, Primers is in here. Hello. Hey, Primers. What's up? What's up? Oh, you're gonna get up here. Hey, come here. Come here. Where you go? Oh, where you going? Prim, come back. Come back. There she is. What's up? Where you going? Prim Cam. Bye. There she goes. Okay. That's my doggy Prim. Primrose Everdeen. That's where we got her from. Oh, she's back. Hi. What's up? You're not locked in here, are you? Let me go make sure she's not locked in here. I thought I left the door open. She just came in to hear me drum. Okay, so the Keep in the Deep wasn't the jam I was hoping for. Maybe I need to figure out how to spice that up a little bit more. But Bop was fun. So the second one was Bop by Ellie Beatmaker. That one was fun to drum to. Never thought to drum to that. I saw somebody in chat say something. I was like, I'll give it a go. You know what? I'll give it a go. First time drumming either one of those. So Keep in the Deep wasn't my best, but we need more cowbells. That's right. Primers. What's up, Primers? Bring your dog to work day every day now for me somehow. Both sounded cool. Thanks. Maybe Jono could make a cool dwarf drumming song. Bop was a bop. There you go. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm going to see if she's locked in here. I don't know. She missed me or what? Be right back. Maybe she didn't like the drumming. She's wondering what all that noise was because she can't hear, the electronics part of it. Oh, podcast idea. You and Skiz drumming episode. Please, please, please. I don't know how that would work. Him and I just drumming. I woke her up, probably. She's like, what's all that noise? Accident, thanks for 200 bits. Loving the vids and VODs. Can't wait to see what's next. Thank you so much, Op Media. 14 months strong. All right, where are we at in this, guys? Let's get back to work. Doing the work. It's like, work! That's another song you can drum. Maybe. Hermit Gang was another one. I think I've tried to drum Hermit Gang before, though. And for some reason, it was one of those that just didn't really translate to drums too well. Hermit Gang. Yeah, I think I struggled with it a little bit. I don't know how work would work. I don't know how work would work on the drum set either. Things to keep in mind. Maybe we'll give it a go someday. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, Dad. What are you doing with those? Stop talking to the magic box. I know, right? The dogs must think humans are so weird. Right? I mean, first of all, we have a magic window in our house that can suddenly, like right outside our window, suddenly there's like all sorts of random people and animals and stuff just outside our window constantly. Sometimes there's like people playing sports with balls that my dog thinks that she can just go outside and chase, but really they're inside the magic window. And so they must be so confused. Dogs must be so confused. Primrose watches way too much television. It's annoying. It's absolutely annoying. Especially when sports come on. McBean knows if you're still here. You know, you've seen Prim. She gets a little worked up. She destroys... Whenever we're watching sports, like, she can't contain herself. So that, like, she has to, like... She knows she's supposed to contain herself. So she'll go find a toy. One of her toys, you know, because we get the Bark Box. Bark Box, like every month they send us these dog toys and snacks and stuff. Treats. Anyway, she'll find a toy and she'll just tear it apart. If there's sports on TV, a toy's getting destroyed. That's right, she's a fan. And now we've been watching the Phoenix Suns. And so there's lots of sports on because they play like every other day. So she's out of toys to destroy. There's none left. Now she doesn't know what to do with herself. Oh man, Phoenix Suns. Oh, I paid for Bally Sports Network. I mean, if you ever want to come watch the Suns game, let me know. I paid for Bally. Reluctantly, but that's all I could really do to watch them, so. And then, you know, our new superstar that we gave up the farm for twists his ankle in pregame warm-ups. In warm-ups. And he's out for 3 weeks. It's a bummer. They needed that time to figure out how to work him into the mix, and now he's not going to get it because he twisted his ankle. Did you see the video? Yeah, I saw it. Twisting ankle's never fun. I've done plenty of that in my day. Plenty of that in my day. Oh, man. Ankles were my Achilles heel. Yeah, not fun injuries. Chris Iris says, had to pause my factor for a while due to budgeting. Fiance said I could restart them, but because they deliver on Wednesday here, have to wait for the next delivery on March 22nd. But I can't wait. Amazing. Amazing. That's awesome to hear. It's, you know, yeah, I totally understand that. Like, and that's the cool thing. That's a good thing to mention, actually. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, with Factor, guys, if you sign up and you're enjoying it and all that stuff, and then you find yourself in a spot where either you don't need them for the week, maybe you're going on vacation. We had that happen too. You don't need them, or you know, finances are a little tight and you want to save that money for a few weeks. You can always just pause your membership with them, and we've done that before. When we went on vacation, we paused our membership so we didn't have any deliveries while we were on vacation. We have tweaked the number of boxes or the number of meals per box many times based on whether my kids were going to want to eat the meals that week or not, or whether me and my wife were doing some meal prepping and like really got after it, and maybe we didn't actually need any extra meals for that week, so we would just reduce the box number of meals to what my kids were going to eat plus the add-ons that they have to have. And so real flexible. You can always do that. That's a good point. I forgot to mention that. Vikings released Adam Thielen today. That was pretty sad. Saw that. Hope the Cards look into him. Adam Thielen's amazing. Yeah. Are they going to get rid of Hopkins? Are the Cardinals going to get rid of Hopkins? Did it already happen? Did I miss it? Thielen, getting rid of Hopkins and getting Thielen instead? Yeah, okay. Sports ball, yay! Did we have a raid come in? Yeah, thank you so much. KY, thank you for the raid. We had a raid come in from earlier to punishments. Thank you for that. Thank you guys for all the support. Forest Sprite in the house. 500 biddies. Here's some bits to fund some new socks for drumming. What's wrong with my socks? What, because I've worn the same socks on the past couple drum streams? Or you don't like my socks? Forest Sprite, thanks. These are Under Armour, man. Like, these are like Primo, right? Or something? I need colorful socks. All right. Reverend Tell, thank you so much. Happy belated. Old man. Yeah. Should I get the new Minecraft Crocs? I can't play drum set in Crocs, of course, but I went out in public in Crocs the other day, and my wife gave me a really hard time. She's like, it's okay to like wear them to the gas station, but not out to eat. I went out to lunch with Skizzleman, and I wore my Crocs. Crocs and socks, okay? Crocs and socks. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Come on now. Look at this. Crocs and socks. They're amazing. Nothing wrong with Crocs and socks, right? But I wore them out to lunch. And she's like, Did you really went out to lunch wearing your Crocs and socks? Like, what? Oh, I don't like wearing shoes. I don't think I've ever liked wearing shoes. I'd rather be barefoot than wear shoes. Skiz didn't say anything to me. Skiz knows that I'm like all about just living as comfortably as I can, you know? Maybe to a fault, right? Hence the reason why my DoorDash addiction got so bad during the pandemic. But now I make much better decisions with Factor, right? Still the same idea, though. Living comfortably. Not having to make as many meals. Anyway, Skiz knows. He was just happy when I didn't wear my track suit, is what he called it, during our podcast this week. It's just my Adidas pants. He called it tracksuit. I don't wear no tracksuit. Like, oh man, this feels weird. I'm wearing shorts, not pants. He's like, yeah, it's a nice change from your tracksuit. Like, what? How dare you? How dare you? What am I, Ted Lasso? Speaking of, new season Ted Lasso coming out. I'm excited for that. Ted Lasso's amazing. When I think of tracksuit, I think of the juicy tracksuits. Juicy tracksuits. What are those? I don't know what you mean by that. And now I really want to know. Now I need to get a real tracksuit and wear it on the podcast. Oh my gosh, that would be hilarious. It's too bad he didn't actually say that on the podcast, because that would be even funnier if he'd said something about my tracksuit on the podcast and then I show up to the next podcast wearing one. That would be hilarious. Black socks and black sandals can be stealthy comfort. Ooh, there you go. There you go. Okay, so I can wear my Crocs with socks as long as they're black socks and they blend in with my Crocs. then it's fine. It looks great. Get away with it. Let's do that. Oh no, kudos says what podcast? Oh, you're about to be exposed to an amazing world. Kudos. Me and my buddy Skizzleman have been doing a podcast for over a year. Every single Friday, new episode. We talk about all sorts of different things. All sorts of different things. From movies we like to ghost stories to getting after your dreams and goals in life. This week we talked about breaking the rules and when it may be appropriate or not appropriate to do so. I mean, we're all over the map. We talk about whatever we feel like, basically, and it's been half a year. Did I say a year? Yeah, it's been half a year. So we've got a lot of episodes for you. 30. What came out today? 31? 32. I can't remember. Yeah, if you're new here, that's totally fair that you haven't heard about it. But there you go. Go check it out. Imp and Skizz podcast. Just do a search for that on YouTube, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy them. Tomorrow, okay. Here's my day today, guys. You ready? You ready to hear about my day today? It's gonna be amazing. First off, this sponsored stream by Factor. Amazing. We're getting the wall done. Right? We're getting the wall done, right? Oh my gosh, still a ways to go. And then, as I said, since I didn't go out to dinner last night, which is our typical birthday thing, didn't do it, because I wanted to go out to lunch with my wife today. So, gonna have an amazing lunch with my wife after the stream is over. Looking forward to that. And then, I'm setting up for the podcast. This is typically what I do every other Friday. Set up for the podcast so that in the morning when Skizz comes over, everything's ready to go. We just got some dialing in to do with the cameras and stuff like that. But this one's gonna be a little special because I'm not just setting up 2 cameras this time, or 3 actually, because we have a center view as well. I'm setting up, well, 4 cameras really. 3 chairs. 3 chairs. Skizz and I will be on the couch, and then there'll be a seat for Tango. Tango's coming by tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Can't believe he's getting up that early for us to come and be a guest on the podcast. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one coming up. We've got some questions that we've gathered from comments and stuff like that for Tango. We're going to grill him. We're going to really put him under the fire. You know, ask him all the difficult questions. No, I think it'll be fun and casual. But anything you guys want to know? Maybe you guys have it. Let me see. Any questions you got for him? Let me see if there's any that we haven't already thought of that are already getting asked. Don't be infected by Tango's cough. He's healthy now, right? Excited to see him. Yeah, last time I saw him, I think it was Top Golf when we went to celebrate when he got his 1 million subscribers. You want to know what was his favorite video to make, not considering the amount of views or anything like that? Oh, he enjoyed making. That's a good question, Nubsy. I'll take that one. Write that down. Where's my sticky notes? There we go. All right. Write that down. How many hats does Tango own? I like that too. The fun questions like that are good. Can we get TCG Impulse versus Tango? Both of you are streaming today, as a matter of fact. Well, after this stream, I'm going to be going to lunch, so not likely. Oh, he's on. No GMs, though, right? False is not a GM. Tango, I think, only has played, like, a few matches total. I think he's still pretty much on the starter deck, so I would probably crush him a little bit. Oh, Tango's streaming early today, huh? He doesn't like setting his status. Well, there you go. That'll make it easy for us to find somebody to raid later. That's good. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, Tango's been so busy with Decked Out that he hasn't really had a chance to really embrace TCG. And you guys know, like, Tango is into that stuff, you know? Like, he's definitely into that stuff. It's gotta be a little bit hard on him, actually, to not just want to do nothing but play TCG. But he's also very focused on Decked Out and making sure that's going to be ready to go next for us. Would be fun to play him, though. What is this music? Kit and Cat. Children's Tunes Volume 2. Everybody wants me to drum to this. I don't know if I could even find it. At least it was short. Kit and Cat. It'd have to be on, so on my laptop there. I'm only signed into Epidemic Sound, which I use for music. Let me see. Let me see if they have it on there. Finding it on Pretzels would be really hard because I don't have the app installed over there. Kit and Cat. No, they don't have it. Darn it. All right. I'll have to look for that next time. Jeez. Trump to it. I switched from, I use both. I use Pretzel and Epidemic. I use Pretzel Rocks for the stream music, and I use Epidemic Sounds for backtracks and sound effects in videos. So both have their place for me. I like Pretzel for the streams because they just have like stations. So basically on Pretzel, I just pick happy EDM as my vibe, and the music plays, and sometimes weird songs like that come on. With Epidemic, I could use them for streams, no problem, but I'd have to like curate my own playlist basically. And it probably seems like I should just use one service over the other instead of like paying for both. That's probably the smart thing to do. But I'm also, I was gonna say lazy, but you guys know that's not the truth. I'm not lazy, I just haven't prioritized curating my own playlist. I like the idea that with Pretzel, like, new music's gonna pop in every once in a while, and I don't have to manage a playlist all the time, you know? Far from lazy. I know, I caught myself, because I know you would have roasted me. I'm too lazy to make my own playlist and manage it every day. No, it's not that I'm lazy. I just got better things to do with my time. That's the case, though, isn't it? Isn't that what's funny about time? There's no such thing as I don't have time for that, is there? That's a lie. It's not that people don't have time for stuff. It's that you choose to use your time elsewhere. Huh? That'll blow your mind, won't it? Don't you feel bad now? When your friend wanted you to come hang out with them, maybe play some video games or something, and you told them you didn't have time. You didn't tell your friend the truth. You told your friend you didn't have time. The truth was You had something else you'd rather be doing. But you wouldn't say that to your friend, because that would be hurtful. Right? Sorry, friend. I'd rather do something else than hang out with you. Now, that doesn't come across as well, does it? Uh-oh. Sorry, friend. I have to play on the ISP server today. Luna, was that a plug? Slipping in a little plug for the ISV community. I see you. I see you. I gotta say, I like what I see. For the podcast, what is one creator you want to or wish you could collab with or collab again with? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. You know what? We don't talk enough about the content creation world. We had a whole podcast that literally the title of the podcast was content creation, where we kind of dove into what it's like to be a content creator, what our days look like, you know, what some of the misconceptions about being a content creator are. That was a great podcast, really good. But we haven't really done much else in the content creator topic space since then. I think we'll get more of that with Tango. You know, with Skiz is not a full-time content creator, so sometimes, you know, those discussions I think feel a little awkward to him, even though he's definitely one of the best content creators I know. I don't know why, you know, he's uncomfortable talking about it, but yeah, we haven't done a lot of it. Podcast was some time ago. Might be worth a revisit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wonder at what point, like, past podcast topics get, I was gonna say regurgitated. That sounds bad. What's a better word than regurgitated? Regurgitated sounds like you are throwing something up. Is that the literal definition? Gross. Revisits. There you go. Revisits probably a better word. Thank you. It was right there too. Easy one. Revisit. Let's regurgitate some today, yeah? A little recycled topic. Yeah, recycled topic sounds lazy though. Hey everybody, we're gonna talk about the same thing we used to talk about, or we've talked about before, because we can't come up with anything new because we're lazy. We ran out of ideas. That's what that sounds like. Content creation part 2. Oh, we're gonna talk about this again. I heard this already. Tough. We're gonna expand on the topic. A deeper content creation dash a deeper dive. I don't know why we gotta say it like movie phone voice, but welcome to movie phone. Is that still a thing? Is movie phone still a thing? Do they still have it? Can you call a number and they can tell you what's playing at the cinema? Or is that over now? A reprise. Yeah, there's more elegant ways of saying, isn't there? What's your favorite update in MC? I don't know if that'd be a podcast topic, but if you're just asking here and now, the Redstone update, obviously. I mean, when we got Hoppers and Observers, and did those come at the same time? Hoppers and Observers? Why do I think they did? That update was, oh man. It hit at the worst time. It hit at the worst. That update came out at the worst time. I was on vacation with my family. And that update came out, and like as a content creator, I was like, I need to make videos on this. And I was on vacation with a family. So I made videos on it while I was on vacation with my family. Then again, I'm in with blocks I know it's not going to be. I should just fill it in with the blocks it's supposed to be, but I can't. So yeah, my family, they might have, I don't know how my wife stuck with me. On vacation with my family, we were in Idaho. I think it was winter, if I remember right. And instead of like taking the kids to go sledding or whatever, I went in the basement and made videos. Yeah. Not my finest hour. Not my finest hour. I was back then I didn't understand boundaries just yet. You know? I didn't understand work-life balance. Sometimes ambition can lead you to do dumb things. I don't know what's happening here. Have we talked about MCC team? Did I miss it? Yeah, no, I haven't really talked about it too much. I mean, yeah, it was announced during our during the Glimpse stream the other day, which is cool. I'm not sure what's happening right here. I feel like I'm getting into a space I don't belong here. Anyway, excited about the MCC team if that's what you're on about. I'm excited. I've never met Philza and or Rye Guy Rocky, I think is his name. And you know, Joel, at least I know, I know Joel, and so it'll be nice to have friendly face. Joel and I get along really well. It's gonna be a fun team. We haven't like talked as a team yet, and I'm kind of the new guy to all of this. I'm gonna leave this corner because I don't know what's going on right there. I'm kind of the new guy in the MCC space, right? Like, I've only done 2. So I didn't really feel like, once the teams were announced, being the one to reach out and to my teammates and say, hey, you guys want to get together and practice and stuff? And so I'm kind of like waiting on one of them to do that. But then again, like, maybe because they're all like vets, that they don't even want to do that. Like, I don't know. It's awkward. I'm in an awkward spot. Yeah, we're Team Daddy, right? Joel's not a true daddy. He's a self-proclaimed whatever daddy. But yeah, I might just need to ask Joel, like, hey, what's the deal, man? Like, should we get a group together and like get to know each other and practice or come up with strats or anything? Or you guys just want to like show up the day of and see what happens, you know? I don't know. I don't know what kind of group I'm in. I don't know them too well. Thunder Daddy. He calls himself Thunder Daddy. Yeah. Although he has animals, so you know, technically he's a, you know, if he's got fur babies, right? You still consider yourself daddy, I suppose. And then obviously Philza, you know. Wait, does Philza have kids? They always call Philza Dadza or whatever because he was like the oldest person on the Dream SMP. I don't know much about his personal life though. His internet kids, yeah, exactly. He's got to take care of the Dream SMP kids. That's got to be a chore. Those kids are wild. He's the internet dad, no blood ones. There you go. Okay. Wow. This is behind a thing. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna fill it. I'm gonna get covered anyway, I suppose. We're getting there, I think. Anyway, it's been a few minutes since we've mentioned our sponsor today, Factor. So if you're just popping in, didn't hear the spiel that we gave just a little bit ago, the stream is sponsored by Factor, who has a deal for you if you're looking to get some fresh, never frozen, healthy, pre-made meals delivered to your doorstep to kind of take away some of the burden that you may have every week of doing meal preps and making sure you're eating healthy. Factor will get you covered there. Just hit up the link. Post in chat if you do ! Factor, you'll get a link there, and you can use my code you get 50% off, which is a really, really good deal. What did we figure? $6.50 per meal? If you get a box of 8 meals or whatever. That's a super good deal. You want to give it a try? Tasty food. It's how much time savings for me. I'm all about that, right? You guys know I'm just too busy. Time savings is clutch. Oopsies. Made a mistake. Without giving spoilers, how many people have watched my Limited Life episode today? Without giving spoilers. You can put your hands up. You can do it. Hand up, hand up. Have you seen it? Thank you so much for watching. Me and my editor Nubsy, we put some effort into this one, to this edit. So it warms my heart that you took the time out of your day to watch it. After the stream, would appreciate those of you that haven't. You would go check it out. I don't like to give myself a plug here, but well, yeah, you guys know me. I do. I'm a professional YouTuber. I do those things, but it's worth a watch. Things aren't getting super crazy just yet. We've still got a lot of green names, but you can see it. You can see the buildup happening, and you can see the camaraderie, the team, the alliances forming. You can see things happening, and I think it's all super interesting. There's this social engineering going on constantly in these life series that is just, it's fascinating to me. I like being part of it. We tried to make a fun episode with some great edits, and things are gonna heat up. Get invested. Gonna watch it later. Excellent. All right. Missing behind the stair in the column. Yeah, something here, right? Yeah. There's like... we gotta stack it up. I don't know what we're gonna do about that. And I don't know what all this is. Right? Like we had... What is that? Okay. That's not supposed to be there, honestly. Yeah. Some of this is getting covered, though. We'll worry about all that later. These are like little details we'll get to when we start putting in the rest of it. Good shout, though. Good shout. Kind of nice having a couple extra set of eyeballs on this stuff, keeping me in line. Yeah, that's a very tricky section. It's like, that's the problem for future me. The future me that's not managing a sponsored stream with Streamer Brain on a Friday after his birthday. Not that after my birthday should have any kind of impact on it. Don't you guys get it twisted. I'm fine. I survived. And get crazy, okay? And go crazy. There was no smudge sticks. Okay, there was Phasmo yesterday. There was some smudge sticks, but not like that. Oh, Rivanary, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. I know I made you wait 24 minutes. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Hope you had a great day. Been a rough couple weeks mentally, and your streams and Among Us VODs have cheered me up. Keep doing what you do. Whoa, you dipping back into the Among Us VODs, huh? That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for that. I love it. Anytime I hear people say, hey, I'm watching old videos of yours, I'm like, man, that is super cool to know that something I did a while back is still getting value, right? It's still valuable to you. I'm not talking about the money I'm gonna get from your view. I'm talking about the fact that you found some sort of value in content I created that I've pretty much forgotten about. That is super cool. We're passing things. Oh, I know what. That's a song. That's a song. I know what you're getting at. No. Joke about it, but don't partake. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you so much, Revenary. I appreciate that. Trisha PGH in the house. 500 bits. Thank you. I know you thought I was going to forget you too. Pertha, thank you for the 1,100 bits. Thank you for your support. I appreciate that. I enjoyed my birthday. I will say this. I wish I had just a little bit less work to do yesterday. I had fun with the streams. I had really a lot of fun with the streams. But there still was some like other work that I had to do. And I use that word on purpose because like there are some things I do as a content creator that do not feel like work. They're just, you know, it's fun. Like this is fun. Streaming and placing blocks and playing Minecraft. This is fun, right? This is not work. Do I get paid for it? Yeah. Is it work? No. Two different things in my mind. Because it's, yeah, this is still me just doing my hobby, living my dream, and doesn't feel like work to me anyway. There was a few things I had to do yesterday that felt like work. And I remember being like, it's my birthday. I shouldn't have to do this stuff. You know what I mean? I want to take the day off. You know? I don't mind playing Mario Kart with friends and Phasma with friends. You know, it's different. But the rest of the day, I kind of wanted to do nothing, and I didn't really get that chance all the way. I want to make up for that today. Yeah, I'll be setting up for podcast. But podcast, honestly, setting up for the podcast is kind of it's a time where I can just kind of like zone out. You know what I mean? Setting up all the cameras and microphones and the podcast equipment and all that stuff. Typically what I do is Skizzleman's usually streaming. I know, my birthday. I should be able to not have to adult, right? Skizzleman's usually streaming Friday afternoons when I'm setting up for the podcast. So I'll put his stream on the television in the room that we do the podcast on. There's a Twitch app on my smart TV that I can actually like pull up his stream and watch his stream. And so, yeah, I'll just keep him on in the background while I'm setting up. Pretty cool. I really enjoy that experience. It doesn't feel like I'm getting a lot done, you know, but I am. All the technical difficulties. Yeah, sometimes that can be frustrating when there's technical difficulties, but we're getting to the point now that where that's happening a lot less. Like we're starting to figure out some of the nuances of the equipment to the point to where we're not running into as many. Sometimes weird things happen. Our Rode Podcaster Pro is the most amazing piece of podcasting equipment ever. And for whatever reason, couldn't pick up the memory card. Like it didn't see that it had a memory card in it. And we had to like reboot it multiple times and take the memory card out, reboot, put the memory card back in. It was like a very specific sequence we had to go through. But at least now, now that we've been through that, if it happens again, we know what to do to fix it so we can get over the technical difficulties quicker. Are podcasts on Spotify or just YouTube? Both. Yeah, they're on YouTube if you want to see our lovely faces and our other half of our body, I guess. That's felt kind of weird, like having so much of, because you guys are used to that shoulder up in the podcast. Where like, yeah, you start to see that I haven't recovered from that DoorDash addiction just yet. Anyway, won't harp on that too much, but yeah, it's on Spotify, audio only version on Spotify, Apple, whatever podcasts, Google Podcasts. It's pretty much all the major podcast platforms. You can catch it. Imp and Skiz Podcast. Thanks for asking. I like the idea that you might be interested in checking out the podcast. We, obviously the only way our podcast is going to grow is if you guys are out there watching it and telling your friends and all that kind of stuff. So otherwise, it's really hard to grow a podcast. Word of mouth is pretty much the way. That's why I'm eating the factor meals now. Exactly. I want to shed some of those extra lbs that I gained during the pandemic, and factor meals being healthy and keeping me from eating bad is clutch. So yeah, the reason why Factor is one of the sponsors, or is the sponsor of today's stream, but one of my favorite sponsorships ever, because I need them. Not just for the sponsorship, but to help me live a better lifestyle. Hashtag plug. There you go. Thank you. There's a link to the YouTube version of the podcast. If you guys are interested in checking it out, please do. Oh, did I just? We're doing amazing things. It's slow going, but we're doing amazing things. Should be a fun conversation with Tango tomorrow. I'm anticipating that 1 hour of Tango is not going to be enough. So Skizzleman and I, we do have we usually record 2 podcasts when we do it, because it's it's a chore to set up for the podcast, as it takes my entire Friday afternoon, like I mentioned. But so when we do get set up, we like to record 2, so we only have to do it every other week. And so I'm thinking with Tango coming over tomorrow, like, there is a chance that after the first hour, we're like, dude, there's so much more that we could talk about. And if that happens, then I think we'll just roll into the second recording and just keep them around, and maybe like do a part 2. But we do have another topic picked out. If that's not the case, we're ready for whatever happens, basically. A lot of times Skiz and I will get together and we'll be fairly certain that the podcast topic of the day is not going to like end up being that long. Like, the podcast is going to be a short one, because it doesn't feel like the topic really has a lot of meat to it or whatever. And the next thing you know, we look at the clock and we're over an hour into the podcast recording, and we're like, oh wow, okay, what we thought might end up being like maybe a 30-minute podcast turned out to be an hour. Time just flies when we're just hanging out and chatting, basically. Heck, we even had a podcast week before last, was it? Maybe week before that, where that's all we did. We sat down and said, hey, let's just chat about like what happened in your life this last week, That was a fun one. I thought it was fun. Because you guys get to hear, I'm here on stream, that kind of stuff all the time. I'm like, oh, this is what I did yesterday. This is what I did, what I'm going to do today. You guys get to hear about the ins and outs of my life, because we spend so much time together on streams. But with podcasts, gives Skiz a chance to talk about his as well. And that week happened to be kind of special too. So it was a fun week to talk about. Justin, I'm trying to read through what you meant there. The Trash Taste Guys. Oh, that's the name of a podcast. Okay. The Trash Taste Guys do an after podcast where it's way more chill and fun. I'm gonna have to check that out. I couldn't get past trash taste, and I thought you were calling us trash, man. No. I thought maybe there was a typo, but this name of podcast. Okay. Yeah, Skiz and I have been talking about doing something like that. So, to be honest, the podcast is it's not something we do. Like, it's not making. Peel back the curtain. Get ready. We we don't make a lot of money doing the podcast. It's not the greatest financial decision we've ever made. We basically do it because we love it. We love doing it. We've spent more money on the equipment that it took to make the podcast than we've made so far after half a year in. We still haven't made back the money we spent on like the cameras and stuff. So yeah, that'll give you an idea there. And plus, you know, my entire Friday afternoon and half of the day tomorrow. So basically a full day of my week goes towards the podcast. I lose a day every other week, right? We do it every other week. And Skiz too, because he edits. So the half a day that I spend setting up, he has a half a day of editing. So we're both pretty split on the time it takes us. So yeah, we basically do it because we like doing it. Like we think we've got something good there. We feel like our topics are helping people. You know, at least that's we've gotten comments. Our topics have helped people through some things and helping make big decisions in their life. And we feel like we're doing good. You know, we're doing a good for humankind, I guess. And so that's one of the main drivers is why we continue to do it, even though it's basically lost us money. But when we set out, we said that. You know, we said like, you know, yeah, sure. It would be nice if our podcast grew and we became the next Joe Rogan sized podcast where, you know, we can get a bunch of sponsors and make a bunch of money. Sure, of course. Who wouldn't want that, right? If you were into making a podcast, who wouldn't want that to be your goal? But we also said, like, if that doesn't happen, who cares? You know, like, our investments is worth it if what we're doing is a good thing. You know, it's helping people and we're able to share experiences or whatever that we feel are valuable to people. So that's kind of the stance that we've taken so far, and why we're still here after, you know, half a year. That's why we're still doing it. Your podcast is what inspired me to reach out to y'all. Nubsy, yeah, it's been great, man. That's awesome. Something we said gave you a little bit of a fire enough to be brave enough to reach out and see if there was something that you could do for us, and look where that's led, man. We've got people saying things like, "Oh, we listened to this podcast, and because of that, I applied for a job that I was like kind of afraid to apply for before, but something we said, a little bit of a spark, and they applied, and now they've got a job that they wouldn't have had otherwise." Like that kind of stuff. Like, I'm happy to give up my one day every other week to create something that has that sort of an impact, you know? You listened to the leadership episode at least 5 times and shared it with several people. Lakita Latte, thank you so much. That's awesome. I'm super happy to hear that. Like I said, that's our value, right? Like, say, okay, well, yeah, we haven't been able to cover the cost of our equipment just yet. Doesn't matter, right? I'm happy to lose money and hear things like that in return. Like that's the return on investment, is hearing that some good has come out of it. That's enough for me. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, obviously, if it was creating some better revenue, that'd be great. But there's only one way to do that. Keep doing what we're doing and hope it continues to reach more and more people. The podcast clips in that video Cleo shared set the whole tone too. So much amazingness. Wait. Cleo shared that video with the Hermits. Where else did she share the video? I guess I shared it too, didn't I? I posted a link to it. In her stream. now people are wondering. Hey, we've got 6 signups today so far. Thank you so much. Like I said, that widget might be behind as well. So if you sign up and it doesn't immediately go from 6 to 7, don't worry. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for that widget to process the sales, but I appreciate you guys giving it a go, using my code, saving some money. I'm looking. It's all over Facebook. Man, that thing's blowing up, huh? That thing's blowing up. Nice. Where is it? General. Let me click on it. Yeah, a lot of this video is from the podcast where I talk about what it was like to get invited to Hermitcraft and my imposter syndrome and stuff. Check this out. Here's the video. There's the video that we're talking about. A lot of it you'll see. There was a short that we made, right? Nubsy, probably that was you. Yeah, it was. And this video took some clips from that, and then clips from other hermits saying similar things, which was very, very interesting to hear, because like none of us had known we all felt this way, right? Like sometimes you get these, you feel like you're the only one that feels a certain way. You think you're alone, you know? And then it comes out that you're not. And that's kind of what happened in that video. Like, this person put together clips from different hermits saying very similar things about how we felt about being a hermit and being surrounded by such talent and all this stuff. And it turned out that like my feelings of like imposter syndrome on the Hermitcraft server, because I'm surrounded by such amazing people, I wasn't alone. And this video basically put a spotlight on that. And it was like the hermits have been kind of like talking about that, like, wow, never heard this before, never heard other hermits say this. Like, it was really eye-opening. But also there's something to be said there too about like life, right? Like, we found out that we were harboring some of these feelings internally and haven't discussed them with each other, and this video basically outed us in a way, in a good way, to where now we all kind of like understand that those feelings that we harbored internally, like individually, are shared through most of the hermits. So that just inspired like a fun conversation, you know? But I mean, when you're feeling that way in life, think about that, you know, think about that specific example, and maybe things going on in your life that you feel like you're the only one that could possibly think this way or feel this way. You never know. You might not be alone. Chances are you're not, you know? Some deep stuff there. Didn't mean to going deep with impulse today. But yeah, I was so inspired by that video. It's like to see that I was like, wow, that is such a cool thing. Okay. Whew. We're going to finish this wall now. Okay. Good. Let's finish this wall. This is it. We're doing it. It's happening. Don't look at that one up there. I can't reach that one. Pretend that's not one. It might not even be. I don't know. What if I just do this? What if I just go around instead of like switching, right? I can't tell. Is that the right block there? Yeah. What if I just go around in a circle, break them, and then come back and fill? So we focus on like one thing at a time, one action at a time, instead of switching, right? Context switching. We know that's a time killer. I'm gonna leave that whole section. I think that's it. I think that's the play. GG Doc, what'd I miss? Did we already talk about MCC? No, a little bit. I just mentioned that I haven't really talked to my team much, or at all. So I don't know what the game plan is just yet, but I'm excited. I think, oh, what did I say? Next week my kids are on spring break. I was gonna maybe take a little bit of time off and not maybe stream as much next week. We'll see. but now I'm also thinking I need to train for MCC, so I'm all over the place, guys. I'm all over the place. Time off. Yeah. I'm not capable of that, am I? I can't sit still. I'll tell you that. Like, my wife knows that. Like, if we're sitting around doing nothing, like literally doing nothing, it drives me nuts. I can't do it. I feel like I always have to be productive, you know? It's problematic. I know that. I know that's not healthy, but it's just me. That's how my brain works. Kids trump MCC. Yeah. Hey, Philza, nice to meet you. I'm probably gonna suck. Because I didn't practice. I hope that's okay. My kids were on spring break. He'll understand. Maybe. There might be some F-bombs in there. But he'll get to it eventually. Philza seems cool. I think you'd totally be alright. But no, I will still put in time, but I'm probably not going to get sweaty like I did the first MCC that I did. What was that? 27 underdogs? Right? The one I got a coin from? That's right. A little humble brag there. Got real sweaty with that one. Practiced like crazy. Me, B-dubs, Fire Breath Man, Blushy. So much fun. He'll understand. He's a nice dude. Yeah, it seems like it. I'm really looking forward to meeting him. I've been kind of low-key fan of his for a while, so it's pretty cool as a creator to meet people that you kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say fanboy over. You know, I'm not like, you know, that crazy, but you know, somebody that I admire, I've watched, you know, I think does an amazing job on what they do. I think it'll be fun to meet him. Oh, I know what this is. This is super cool. All right, I don't want to expose too much of this just yet. I know exactly what this is. He says. I say, oh, I don't want to expose exactly what this is because if I go any further, there it is. This part's cool though. Channeling some. It's a hole. You're too good for your hole. That's what I'd really like to do. I think I want to do an old school Adam Sandler movie marathon. Can't do that with my kids. Well, I guess I could. They're old enough. PG-13. Introduce my 11-year-old to Billy Madison. That'd be great. I mean, every single year when it's time to go back to school, you know, summer's over, school year's starting. Every single year for like the past, I don't know how many years, I've sung to my youngest. Back to school, back to school. Gotta show Dad that I'm not a fool. Got my lunch packed up and my shoes tied tight. Hope I don't get in a fight. Yeah, you're welcome. Every year, and she looks at me, she laughs. You know, she laughs because it's stupid, right? She laughs, but she doesn't have a clue what that's from, you know? Get me a snack pack. I can't remember that one. See, there we go. I gotta watch it again because it's been too long. I'm losing it. Man. This is the other side. cool thing. As a cool thing we're not going to talk about. We're not ready to expose it. Uh-oh. I messed up. Ursa Major, thank you so much. 7 months. Says thanks for the great content. Thank you. Thank you. Love being here, obviously. I mean, if, yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I had a bit of a wake-up call, I suppose. If you guys watched the Under Pressure podcasts it was the last Friday's podcast, you probably caught some of it. I got myself into a weird mental state, I guess, and it was just the pressure I was putting on myself, and it was starting to manifest in ways that I wasn't proud of. So we talked about it a bit in the podcast. Skiz didn't realize he was coming over that day to step in as my therapist, but it's what happened. And yeah, I think it allowed me to take a minute to gain some perspective that I was missing, and ever since then I've just been eternally grateful to, again, you know what I mean? Like, I'd forgotten, I guess, that I have a lot to be grateful for, and I needed to be reminded of that in a way. It happened. The Under Pressure podcast reminded me a lot of the Encanto song, Surface Pressure. Yeah. Tick, tick, tick. Oh, that song was so good. Lin-Manuel Miranda. Did I get his name right? He's brilliant. Yeah, that was a good moment in that movie. Now I want to watch that movie. Thanks. Anyway, so yeah, that happened. That happened in the podcast. And Skiz is as my best friend for life as usual. Kind of helped wake me up, you know? Helped wake me up. That's what a good friend will do, you know? They'll call you out when they need to. And if you got a good relationship like Skiz and I do, it's those can go two ways, you know, in friendships. But him and I have a trust level with each other that it's pretty much 100% of the time gone the direction, the positive direction, you know? As crazy as Skiz seems sometimes, he's also very grounded. That is very true, yeah. You know, Skiz is kind of a dual personality, you know? If you see him on the tubes of you or his streams, he's got his entertainer hat on, you know? He's a silly, goofy, sometimes loud, you know, or boisterous, whatever word you want to use. Very charismatic, very witty, very funny, and he's got all that about him. But then you sit him down for something like the podcast or his story time with Skiz or going deep with Skiz. I mean, he's got an amazing outlook on life and a lot of things you know, related to living our lives. And yeah, I think he's just, like you said, grounded. He's got a very grounded approach to the way he thinks about things. It's nice to have somebody around that can help keep you grounded when you're not so much. So I'm blessed. We'll say, you know what I mean? That was kind of the realization I came to. Is I get to do what I love every day. So why am I stressed out and acting like I'm unhappy? It's been around long enough. Have heard some of Skiz's deep ends from the SMB days. Yeah, that's where it all started, right? Like, guys, Haunted, you've been around obviously so long. It's awesome that you haven't grown tired of us by now, and you do so much for us, and we appreciate you so much. But what Haunted's talking about is so way back in the day. What are we talking? Like 8 years, probably? 8 years? Well before Hermitcraft, well before any of that. We used to do this weekly stream where I had found a way back then to combine 4 or more streams into one. So basically, me, Skiz, McBean, Graph, and then MK. There was 5 of us at some points. Not always 5 of us, but those were the main 5. Would all stream to a Linux box that I had set up under my desk, and then I would combine everybody's stream into one and send it out to Twitch, and then we had some segments on there, like we'd go through, and it was fun. We had a fun stream. Like we set up some like games where people had to like guess a song based off of jumbled lyrics, you know, like remastered lyrics or whatever. We did a whole bunch of different stuff. I mean, this is forever ago, so my memory is terrible on it. But one of the things that we did was we would end the streams by doing Going Deep with Skiz. Or it was just called Going Deep. It wasn't just Skiz, it was all of us, right? So it was called Going Deep. Or Off the Deep End or something like that. And basically there was like these heavy conversations, like a lot of the stuff that you get from our podcast now. It was a lot of these heavier conversations, and we'd have them, and we'd all give our input on them, right? And it was good. I always felt a little out of place, though. I always felt like I wasn't as, I wouldn't say grounded, but I wasn't as seasoned, I guess, or self-aware as Skiz in those moments. So I always kind of felt like I didn't have a lot to offer. I don't know how much different it is now with the podcast. He still carries, you know what I mean? He says it to me all the time, too, because he does the editing. He's like, every time I go to edit, I'm like, man, I need to shut up. Like 90% of the podcast is me talking. I'm like, dude, sometimes I don't really have a lot to say on the subject, you know what I mean? And you do, so don't feel bad. I mean, a podcast without one of us talking would be weird, right? Cyril in the house. 300 bits. Hey, Impulse, just joined your Patreon. Hope I can manage to join your MC server. I'm a Technic noob, and maybe I'll meet you in game on the next server tour. That'd be great. Yeah, I'll be there. It'd be great. Wish me luck. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. The process should be fairly simple for getting on the server. First things first is the Discord, right? All the info in the Discord on how to get connected and all that should be there. So make sure you got your Patreon. Did you Patreon or Glimpse? I got both running at the moment. But yeah, there should be info there. If not, if you're having a hard time, just reach out and I'll get you in contact with one of my moderators that can help you out. But yeah, thanks for the support, my friend. Appreciate it. Anyway, it's been nice these last couple weeks. You know, like finally kind of like having that talk and realization. I've felt like, I don't know. I was gonna say I felt like a different person, but not really a different person, just not as stressed, I guess. Able to just have more gratitude, I suppose. Try to remember to take a minute to have gratitude for the good things in life, you know, instead of constantly focusing on how to fix or manage the bad, because those were definitely weighing me down. Need to wrap up your island. I know. Oh, shoot. Right. I said I was going to visit the islands every once in a while, and here we are, second Friday in a row, not visiting the islands. Now we don't have enough time to do so. Okay, so next week, it'll be Factor Part 2, but real here is one of my mods here that can like keep me in line, because managing my schedule's not been happening too good for me lately. Next week we should check in on the Skyblock stuff. Maybe do an hour tour or so, you know. That's an ideal stream for me next week. Is to like do an hour of TCG, an hour of Skyblock, island hopping, seeing where people are at, and then some drumming in between, and just whatever Hermitcraft stuff, you know. That would be the dream stream for me next week. Oh, and of course, talking about Factor. We got to heat up the Factor meal. Factor 2, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah. Oh, MC Treat. Oh, it's going to be the Friday before MCC. Yeah. So, shoot. Maybe no TCG. Maybe it's MCC training. Maybe we're going on MCI. Maybe my team wants to practice. I don't know. We'll find out. All these things to be determined. TBD. We'll get there. MCCI. Don't call it MCI. MCCI. Minecraft. Wait. Not MCI. MCC Island. Yeah. Minecraft Championships. MCC Island. Minecraft Championship Island. That's it. Oh man, this is a mess in these corners where the stuff goes. And there's no light in here. So things look a little funny, but it's done. I kind of feel like those spots I should have just filled in. Right? Because people are going to look at that and be like, what's going on there? But we know. A thing. Right? A thing will be there. Don't worry. Ah, but when I show this off, people are going to be like, what in the world? You missed a spot. That's all right. We're going to seed the comments. It's called an interaction. All right? Lessons from a YouTuber. Here you go. Ready? All interactions when it comes to YouTube are favorable. Leave me a comment. Leave me a toxic no, don't leave me any toxic comments. But even the toxic comments, I should have some sort of gratitude for. Because in the end, it's called an interaction. And YouTube sees it and says, hey, somebody was inspired by this video enough to write something in the comment section. Somebody went as far as hitting the like button or the subscribe button. Those are all interactions. Interactions are good. The user did something. Therefore, this video must be good, and I must give this to more people. I will put this out for the world to see. Interactions are good. They don't even care. YouTube doesn't even care. They don't read the comment that says, hey, yo, this is the worst video I've seen on YouTube. They don't read the comment. They just say, hey, somebody left a comment. That's an interaction. Bump it up. Let's go. Give that to the algorithm gods. Let's go. Somebody hit the thumbs down button. That's an interaction. Let's go. So seeding the comments is a thing too. Did I mean to put that arrow in the shoulder? If I had just one, then sure. Yeah. What I really need to do is get my... I used them all, of course, because now I don't have infinity. So I gotta do this. Flame gem. Gem. Making regular bow. Some sort of noob. I had the choice. I had the choice. Kirby Kitty, thank you so much for the 100 bits. It says, well, my daughter just woke up, so I have to leave the stream for now. But thanks for an awesome stream so far. That was 29 minutes ago. Kirby's probably back. Maybe. This is what happens when I don't read stuff right away. Somebody had to go, and I'm like, yeah, thanks. Infinity for the win. Mending for the win. I mean, hey, at least this bow is not, you know, it'll last forever, but I gotta constantly, like, make sure I have spectral arrows. It has helped me, like, got a little more aware of when I'm taking shots, whether or not I like take an extra second, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like prefer like get better aim so I'm not wasting arrows. And maybe that's a good thing. Like that could come in handy for MCC. What do I want to do? I want to go to my mods. Tweakaroo. Bop. We search. That exists. Gamma. Whoa, what's that? Uh-oh. Let's see what happens. Bop it up to 10. What's the normal? Ooh, 16. Okay. All right. And then G. Bop. Okay. Okay. I really wish I just filled the corners. Like... Oh, man. Huh. Yeah. I mean, just for like the showcase in the video, I should just go in and fill them and like wing it, right? Yeah, it's my dwarven night vision. It's part of the lore here, you know? When you dig in a cave long enough, eventually your vision's going to adjust. That's what we have. You know, we spend so much time in here. These 2 little spots on each one. So calculated. Oh, man. Yeah, I should do it, huh? I should just come in with some concrete powder and then sprinkle, you know what I mean? Try to keep the same vibe right here, knowing that it's going to get replaced. Because you guys know we got this cool thing, right? Yeah, it's the golden carrots. You know, when you're on a steady diet of golden carrots, eventually your eyes are gonna be able to do this. You're gonna be able to see in the dark. It's like a normal thing. But what do we think, though? I mean, aside from the little corner bits that are a little distracting, how are we liking it? That's a lot of blocks that we placed. I mean, it took us. Oh gosh, it's been so long since the last Hermitcraft episode came out. Just do the cool thing in the corner. Maybe that's the ticket. Yeah. So I got some help from Jade Melody on this. She did a fantastic job. She may have had more help too. But I think the gradient's great. We spent a long time trying to figure out the blocks of the gradient, and then had this idea that the gradient would get like bigger as it went up. So you see like smaller sections of the planks versus the warped whatever those are called, and then we started to get to the wool, and it was a lot, and the concrete was a lot. Luckily I had all the strip stuff in place already, otherwise we would have been collecting more of that too. But that was a lot of cleaning it out because it wasn't perfect, the walls weren't perfect, and then placing all these blocks in place. That just took forever. That was like my entire week outside of everything else that I do. Which is why there was no Hermitcraft episode this week. Which kind of felt bad. No, still, it feels bad. Not kind of felt bad. It feels bad. It feels bad that I wasn't able to get you guys a Hermitcraft episode this week. Or a One Life to Live episode. You can get either one of those this week. So I feel bad about that. Anyway, I need to tell you guys one more time about Factor before we end the stream. Because, you know, they sponsored the stream. And I want you guys to make sure that if you're in the market, to get yourself some fresh, pre-made meals delivered to your door that are going to be healthy and chef prepared, fit whatever kind of diet lifestyle you're into. Factor's got you covered, and with the 50% off discount, it's cheap. $6.50 a box for the 8-meal box. So use my code if you're in the market. Just give it a try. If it doesn't work out for you, it doesn't work out, and you can always cancel, right? It's not a lot to just try it. You can get the smallest box if you want. Just to dip your toes in the water. But if you're like me and many of the other people that have already partook in the Factor meals, you'll probably find out what we did. It's super convenient, very helpful, very, very helpful when you're very busy and, you know, stressed out, and the last thing you want to do is worry about what you're having for lunch or what you're having for dinner. Factor will have you covered. So hit it up. It's been a lifesaver for me. My kids can't live without it. They can't live without it. It's insane. We tried. We paused for a couple weeks, and they were like, we paused for a couple weeks, you know, and we could not find replacements. The shakes, the smoothies, the meals that he would pop in the microwave after he came home from school. He came home, grabbed a thing of Pop-Tarts, and was like, nope, we're restarting Factor. We're restarting Factor. It is US only. Sorry about that. Hopefully someday. We've done 4 campaigns with them so far, though. This is the 4th. And so it's awesome having them to help me, you know, with the channel and help, you know, keep me able to do what I'm doing that I'm super grateful for, obviously. So thank you, Factor. And yeah, let me know, guys, if you end up signing up and getting some meals and you're new to Factor, come back next week or the week after, whenever they're delivered, and just let me know how it went for you. I've had like most people come back and say that was amazing. Thank you. So yeah, there's been some great feedback there. Anyway, last chance. We'll do the Factor in chat one more time. There you go. Hit that up. You'll get the 50% off your first box. It's a good deal. And Friday. I get to go eat lunch with my wife. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. As we're talking about, I could of course pop in a factor meal, but you know, my birthday dinner was postponed to today. So I'm gonna do it up if you guys can forgive me. After I spent the last couple hours talking about how I'm plant-based and rarely eat meat, I'm gonna make an exception today if you guys can forgive me. Because my wife came up with the idea that I wouldn't have come up with. We're gonna go to one of my favorite places for lunch. Anytime anybody is like, hey, I'm visiting the Phoenix, Arizona area, metropolitan area, where should I go eat? I tell them to go to a place. I'm afraid to tell you guys because I feel like somebody's gonna show up there looking for me. Is that weird? Anyway, there's a place that I absolutely love, and she brought it up. It's a bit of a drive, but I gotta have a burger. They have the best burgers ever. I'm gonna wear shoes. I'm gonna put shoes on. It's my peanut butter. Yeah, it's my peanut butter and jelly burger. I know that sounds weird. I know that sounds super weird, right? A peanut butter and jelly burger. I'm telling you, this place has... My mouth is watering. So my wife's like, we're going there. I'll drive. I know it's, you know, not super close to home, but we're gonna go. So I'm gonna go get a peanut butter and jelly burger. And fries. Duck fat fries. Place is so good. I'll tell you where the place is later. I don't want anybody showing up. You guys wouldn't do that, right? It does sound strange. I know. I was against it too. Somebody told me that. Peanut butter and jelly on a burger? What? Gross. No. The jelly they use is like a jalapeno jelly, though. So it's not like this, like, it's not like peanut butter and jelly sandwich you're thinking of, right? It's like a jalapeno jelly. And it is just... Anyway. Okay, guys, thank you so much. If you're chilling the whole time, I know we did some drumming, we did some chatting, we placed blocks on a wall for the entire stream. I was looking up. I'm sure we all have neck cramps now. You know, obviously talking about factor meals and deals that you guys can get and stuff. Thank you for that. If you were here, I know sponsored streams are not everybody's cup of tea to sit through, but I appreciate you. And obviously you know that this is super helpful for me too, and I want to help you guys out too if you're in the market. So there you go. Hopefully it's a win-win-win. Now, did I hear you guys say Tango is streaming today? Did you say Tango was streaming early today? He is. Excellent. So we're gonna raid Tango, obviously. He's here on the server doing amazing things. And let him know I sent you plant-based meat. It ain't meat. Oh, you're saying, oh, I could have a Beyond Burger. You know, typically I might think about it, but this place, I gotta have their at least grass-fed beef. Anyway, thank you guys so much. We're gonna enjoy my lunch, go set up for the podcast, and go give Tango some love. Razz him about being on the podcast tomorrow. Give him hard questions. See you guys later.